usually the term they use.
I've heard about this weird
Or 90,
drowse.
I
That's
fear,
kind of
is another one.
weird negative.
This high hills. What drug are they
Yeah,
using
no,
to be so
agreed.
high?
I don't have enough energy to deal with you today or any of that.
Oh,
It's
did something
fine.
happen?
It never existed. No, I'm just
Anyway,
tired
you want to
from
go
it.
get that thing?
I guess
What did you
this is
do?
the topic
Yes.
of today.
We need to go
I didn't
handle
do
that as soon as
anything.
possible. I need to speak with you and
Today
Nikolai
that
about
has
the
been done
construction
to
of the
me.
wall.
It's
What
fine.
did you do?
Or the gate, I mean.
We have the
I
schematic
clearly didn't do
Nothing.
anything.
still,
They
Don't
since we
worry
did it on the
about
first day.
Yes, they didn't do anything.
Right. I completely forgot we had this schematic.
Sorry, let me remark.
Thank you.
Any place too dangerous that you probably shouldn't go alone.
The
Thank
ice
you.
I
cave.
wouldn't go alone
Give me
into
a
the
moment.
forest for the most part,
Good morning.
or at least into
Yeah.
the seasonal areas. Not alone, at least.
Good morning, Nota.
Good morning.
Bring one or two other people.
Hope you all had sweet
Good morning,
dreams.
Murta.
Good morning, John.
I need it.
Yes,
Not
I
really.
believe so.
Last night, so.
I never
Ah,
have sweet
thank you.
dreams. It's all nightmares.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. John. Is there something I could do to help you with having good dreams?
No, these are just old
Thank you.
bruises.
I don't think so, but I greatly appreciate the offer, though.
Some of them got
Mhm.
cleaned up, but I guess some
Well,
of
there
these
was
are
something that my
also
mother used to tell me when I was young. If you talk about the bad dreams, then they don't come back.
I'll take it to a friend of mine.
I don't think that's going to work for me. I've tried that.
She's a healer. She's the one that
Hmm.
I knew
I mean,
back when I
it's
was
okay.
alive.
it wouldn't hurt.
Anything.
Maybe it's just
I
you
mean,
weren't telling
to
the
be
right people, or
fair-
you weren't telling all of it.
To be fair, did you try that while you were here? Or did you only try that in your world?
Told
Catherine,
a-
we got a
there are
braised fish.
a couple of people that I've told, but
requires
they're not
attention.
around anymore.
I know
Okay.
you cleaned up my bruises last time, but
Is
a
it
lot of them
possible
were
I can
still
get
sore
a
and
coffee,
bruised
or are we
overnight.
still out?
Alright.
I do believe we're still out. I can scrounge around and see if there's anything left, but
And they don't really
Alright, you
hurt that
don't-
much.
Out of
chances
what?
are not high.
Coffee?
Good morning.
I believe we have them, but they're unroasted.
Hey,
and
right, can I lean over?
Oh, they don't
Oh,
know.
that-
I can do it.
Hello.
Flex.
I got
Oh,
the
thank
I got the work done on the dress and stuff. Do you want me to get it for you?
Yes,
Mostly
please.
just bruises and-
Okay.
Probably should save
You
them
can
for
follow
the
me this way then.
tomato to grow on the farm.
Maybe. Whoa.
I will do that.
Sorry, I woke up feeling weird, and it's really hard for me to walk right now for some reason. Don't know why.
We all have a job to do. Staying alive. Well,
Yeah, that's a
I
pretty
suppose
important.
Good morning, everyone. You all here for church?
Before, and, yes, of course.
Actually, I was here to find a man. Nerda, have you seen a man in a finely dressed suit in your church?
I mean, like, a lot of
They were
people
looking
are
for him.
dressed really nice.
More like a
Giant.
suit similar to
Like
Your
Ted?
Color like my hair.
suit,
Oh.
like a blonde human but Ted suit, almost.
I can't remember something like that, so no. Sorry.
I need to go grab something. I'll be right back.
Okay.
He wasn't here when you woke up.
No. Well,
And bye-bye.
This Vogue magazine.
here you go. I had this in the box. Oh.
You might want to move those. You might want to move those two people off that podium. I'll tell you that right now.
Probably.
I know, yeah, it's a fake picture.
Yeah, they're starting to run their mouths a little bit.
You saw the original, and then you saw the fake one.
Good morning. Well, those are some nice moves you got there. That's a nice spiky belt, too.
Maybe you can win it from me. In a card game.
Oh, okay. There's only like one card game I know. It's called Waypoint. You know about that one?
The Ministry of Fashion sent us.
We're
How to pick. And the prime mark are here.
The Prime Mark
Fox
and...
Mackenzie sent us.
Oh. Okay. Well, just a moment. I'll go get to my cards. You're not gonna like fight to the death or something, cause I don't want you to like die or something when I beat you.
You won't beat us. With my
Welcome
angst.
back. Find a friend. This is gonna be a duo match.
Okay, I could do that.
May cause more.
Hello, Moi. Do you have any Yugi Point cards?
Yes,
What?
indeed, I
Okay.
lost in thought for a good long while there. I
Um.
hope I didn't miss anything too important.
Well, our guild is.
I should ask, have you seen a man with blonde hair and a
Uh-oh. Where did John go?
Right, Netta.
Where did John go?
I'm not certain why.
The Ministry of Fashion has sent 2 people to fight me in a children's card game, and I need a duos partner, and he's the only other one with Yugi Point cards that I know.
Oh,
my god.
they're back.
This is
Oh no. I think he might have
The
gone
Yugi
out to
Point thing
summer
again.
court, maybe for coffee.
No! Please. John! John!
Good fuel for carbonizing some stuff.
John!
Yes.
That'll be very helpful.
2 people from the, 2 people from the fashion court have shown up to fight me in a children's card game, but I need a duos partner to fight them, and you're the only one I know that has any Yugi Point cards.
The fuck? Let's do this.
Yugi battle.
Yes! They're in the church right now. They're trying to take my podium, but I got to beat them in the cards game to stop them from doing that.
Good luck.
Let's do this.
Let them banish you.
Thank you! Hopefully they won't explode or die or something, because I don't want that weighing on my conscience and stuff.
Don't worry, I will make them explode. Let that be on Grandpa's conscience.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Gracious! We're gonna go beat people up in a children's card game! Hey, there's a Yugi Point duel is about to go down! Yugi Point duel! Yugi Point duel!
Ted told me that it was called something like that denim, and it was very popular from where he was from.
Okay, I got my partner.
The Prime Mark is
His
just
partner ran
fixing
away.
his legs.
Oh, the Prime Mark? Oh, nice legs.
Thank you.
Joan, you don't happen to you don't happen to know about what's going on here, do you?
I'm gonna go bless the
I
graveyard.
do.
Pardon me.
Okay.
Alright,
I'll watch.
Prime Mark and,
understand.
Hunter Pig.
Hunter Pig?
Hot up.
Actually, Mafia really fucked. Keep entertaining them.
Okay. Hey, do you ever, like, accidentally poke your hands on your belt or anything? Does that happen? Oh!
Never.
Oh, okay. Like, if someone goes to give you a neck
What if a
rub,
little
have they ever
injury?
gotten their hands, like, stuck on you?
Nobody touches Hunter Pig. My angst is too powerful. It forms a barrier.
Do you just say that because you don't got close friends to touch you?
If I didn't have any close friends, why would the Prime Mark be here?
I mean, like, does he ever hug you with the
There's no room
spikes?
for friendship in fashion or something.
You're so unenlightened, little man. You don't understand anything.
Wait, what?
Welcome back, Prime Mark. How's your leg?
This is a very confusing
Still fucked,
sermon.
but I'm gonna live with it.
Okay, well, I think you only need hands for doing the cards thing, so hopefully that's fine, right?
It appears though you're well educated.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know about the posing.
Well, I know about the
Well,
posing.
for their level of play, it's what's expected.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Watch out for
well,
this one, they're the
is it time to duel?
Indeed.
Oh.
Wait, hang on. Wait, don't hurt it, don't hurt it. Wait.
I'm not going to hurt it. It's my kin.
Yeah, he's just here to watch. He's here for support. He's supporting us. Okay.
I don't think it's your kin.
Fine.
If you win, I offer you my wrist locks.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
That sounds fashionable.
For my...
By the way, if you see any of these guys, or like
Oh,
little
well,
jellyfish
with the way your
legs
legs are
running around
going, I
and
guess
steal
you're not
anything
gonna
from you,
need them
just
very
come
much,
back to
aren't
me.
you?
They probably brought it to me, and I'll just give it back to you.
Is that some sort of quip? Before the battle has even begun.
Well, I just meant... Okay, well, if I lose, I guess you can, have this church for your fashionista purposes.
We opened up the summer court area. There's a lot of...
And we want all of your
body of
fashion.
water there.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, I guess that would come with the territory.
Ritual that I thought would get rid of the mice
And your eye
that were
patch.
stealing things in town, and
And my eye patch.
And look, it sounds really bad, but you know,
Fine!
it's mostly my blood.
Terms are agreeable.
You know,
Let's get
fish
this
were helpful.
Yugi
They
Point
told
game
me
started.
only I could read, and we may have
Pick the
opened a
battlefield.
gate to the bottom of the lake
in front of the
let you
fountain.
in. But I can swim really good now.
Very well.
And now they're not stealing things from
Lead
just
the
random
way.
people and putting them in the water. Now they're bringing in me.
Because you're gonna get
You know, if it comes to me, then I can just
soaked
bring it back
in
to you guys.
defeat.
See?
We're doing a Yugi Point battle at the fountain. Come cheer us on. We're gonna play children's card games for the fate of humanity and stuff.
You made a deal with a water deity, and you have no idea.
Wow, Prime, that's pretty cool.
I guess it needs a bit of touching up. Peculiar. Well, thank you for your time. I'll go and make sure everything is set up.
Alright. Let me just grab my cards. I got these like little covers on them. They look like the Green Dragon. Do you like the covers on my sleeves for the deck? Yeah, look, it's kind of shiny when you put
10.
8 out of 10. That's pretty good, right?
I think you'll find mine. Matte Ivory is a crisp and clean 10 out of 10.
Oh. Wow, look at that. The soft off-white color, the embezzling. Ugh. It's inlaid with even little symbols on it. It's immaculate.
Now then.
Is gonna pull out his deck, and it's just put together with a rubber band.
You're a monster.
You'll see how much of a monster I am.
Told you this one was
I hope
powerful.
you look forward to tasting my... disco pink.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna eat it, but it does look good.
The taste of the 80s.
80s what?
Can't even communicate with these peons properly.
80 of what?
80 of these.
These what?
Well, that's kind of mean.
These no. But there was only 2 of them.
Okay, well, I'm ready. Who goes first?
Okay, it will go you. Then you. Then you. Then me.
What was that?
Okay, so like, we're going like in a circle?
Turn-based combat. Oh.
Okay.
Listen up. Again.
Oh, you...
Me. You. Him.
Okay. Okay, like
I
a
put one
zigzaggy.
card face down. And then I put another card in the trap field. Face down, and I end my turn.
They sound like an amateur. Maybe I was wrong.
I have no idea what they're even doing.
Wow, that sounds horrible.
Play the battlefield card. Disco. Rollerblade arena. Now I put down my unpaid intern, man, Mr. Bar. One card face down. My turn is open.
Oh, that is wonderful. Hey, sir, do you have cyanide?
Alright. I place down compost pile. It allows me to place any card face down, as many in my hand, and I will place down the rest of my hand face down. Your turn.
You don't scare me. Your tricks will work. I play Goth in attack mode.
There is an invisible guy here with no arms or head.
And I shall activate my continuous spell card. Dance floor table, where everyone who is too embarrassed to dance will linger forever.
Take his shoes off.
And then my turn.
We'll pay attention to this dude.
Okay.
Do you want my shoes?
What happened?
What you got, Grandpa?
Very well. He attempts to take the shoes off. It looks like if he's trying to
Silent assassin in attack mode.
flash off.
It has a special ability.
Does not seem to be working.
It cannot attack any monsters. Instead, it can only attack life points directly. Inflict 200 to your life points.
No, that is not what we're looking for, and
That is very true.
That shit will heal in a heartbeat.
No, I am not a mannequin. I am a.
This.
But I will be chipping away from you. That's what an assassin does. It will weaken you until it finds an opportunity to attack.
do I feel anything?
It feels like flesh.
Oh, they're invisible.
How's it going?
It's a shame you activated my dance floor table. The sting of rejection. You have lost all. Your assassin has lost all of his whimsy and his enjoyment of the evening, and will be lingering at my table for the rest of the duel.
You have here, sundial.
You fiend!
I see.
You know that you only have a third-rate deck and you have to take other people's card.
Well, then it's lucky for me that your deck is fourth-rate.
Well, that's lucky for me, because then you'll get my fourth-rate cards.
Shut up.
Okay. I think it's your turn, Primarch.
Unless he
I was just waiting for him to announce the end of his turn.
Oh, yeah.
This one, right? Some sort of game, I suppose.
Then yes, you can have it.
Actually,
Then it's my turn.
Okay.
It's a card game. I'm gonna play the spell card. Good vibes. With it, I'm able to convert any positive energy on the battlefield currently, and my partner's deck is negative energy, buffing his scuff. Increases its attack power by 500.
That's a lot of powers.
Let me know if anyone gets hurt. That's how this
Now, I'm playing my battlefield conditional card. Disco ball. The light of the disco ball will reflect, covering the entire light room. Purple, pink, and yellow, making any stealth attempts by your assassin
One of them looks like a magician, the other one looks like a chef.
We'll see about that.
We will. That's the end of my turn.
Alright, I draw my one card.
Don't hurt each other, please, or then I have to get involved.
Okay, I will now fusion sacrifice all of the compost and play out mycelial growth. Mycelial growth hits the field and creates a smoke screen across the disco floor, making it so that all of the light gets reflected into smoke, and making it so that all of the people on the dance floor are able to dance without being seen by other people and enjoy themselves entirely, making the assassin go back to Grandpa's deck with renewed vigor and whimsy.
No. No. Impossible. You're not like how they said.
It's been a lot since the last time I fought with Hugo. I've gotten a few cards in my deck that help me get to a new level of playing. Let's see what you've got, since it's your turn.
You're bluffing. I'm gonna start my turn by setting one card face down. Then, I will equip my Goth with the Waffle card, giving him an effect that I'll tell you later. But first, my Goth will attack your assassin with his bad vibes and his poor dance moves.
Oh, are you attacking my face down card?
No, your assassin, you just got back.
I thought that went back to my deck. My apologies. So yeah, that
Irreparable
goes
game
into the
state.
graveyard.
Your face down card is destroyed instead.
I don't know what that means, but I take it that's good.
That's right.
Oh.
I'm a rules lawyer.
No!
Oh no.
We have the rulebook with us wherever we go.
I am so sorry that you activated my face down ninja. It is the trapdoor ninja. If attacked and destroyed, it destroys all cards on your guys' side of the field.
Do not panic, Prime Mark, for I equipped my Goth with the Waffle card. Surely the Waffle Goth was more complex. His ability means that I can sacrifice the Waffle instead, and our cards are safe.
He thought of everything.
If that's going to be the case, I'm going to flip my trap card that I have. Poison food. No. I'm going to poison your waffle. And by using your waffle and eating it, you now lose 500 life points.
He was more complex.
We appreciate that.
They always say that the waffle comes before the fall.
It is, honestly.
What?
I'm not entirely certain how.
They always say that. They do.
I've heard it. I agree.
Mhm.
Zox McKenzie will pay for this when we get back to the ministry.
We can destroy him.
You'll never return. At least, you wouldn't want to without your fashionable shoes and your cuffs, right?
I mean, John has an
I don't think we need to worry.
has a mushroom pack.
Huh. Well then, Grandpa.
I just want some kind of spooky cards. That'd be fun.
I need a night pack.
End your turn.
I feel like I'm leading my
End your turn.
Alright. I end my turn.
Okay.
Finally. I play in attack mode.
Oh!
Annoying disco dancer.
I hate that guy.
Draw and place in defense mode. Quite charming disco dancer. Oh, I sacrificed both of them to special summon the entire band of YMCA.
The police?
Yes, and a cowboy. And some other people mixed in.
I think a firefighter maybe is? Whatever. Oh!
Nation 4.
Can you get me a pack?
Anyway, little kobold, I attack your life points directly. Take 500 points.
No! Boom! 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 Boop!
I thought they just.
Well,
They made them.
I wish there was a place I could go that I can enjoy and hang out with all the boys.
So in my turn, I place down one card. Face down.
Last time I tried to swim, I loved it.
Okay, so, let me draw.
Out of the town.
Hey, how do you pronounce that? Is it mycelia? Mycelia?
Mycelia.
Mycelia. I play Mycelial Return, grabbing all fungus-related cards from my graveyard that I earlier fusion summoned, placing out Little Spore Field, Spore Charmer, Sporington III, and Sporesville, home of the Sporers. All of these together create the entire field of defensive units, keeping both of us protected from all of your shenanigans. In addition to that, mycelial growth from earlier will now be sacrificed. For no particular reason. I'm sure that won't come up later or anything like that. Okay, your turn.
But not improbable.
They appear to be playing a game known as Yu-Gi-Oh!
The Helpers Guild is one.
Yuki Point.
You're supposed to be in a meeting of some sort.
Mistake.
There was a meeting.
To avoid copyright.
I can show you where it is. Follow me. What do you want?
Yes, please.
Oh no, he's cackling.
You're about to face. You're about to face the fury. Stay off the field or die.
The sanctity of our match here, please, guys.
Fury. I play the Black Parade. No. Now with the Black Parade and the YMCA on the field, we have the good vibes and the bad. I will flip over my card from earlier, the Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Oh no. He's about to go super goth.
This combination of all of my cards allows me to activate my ultimate card from my hand. The Mosh Pit. Every card on the field will now battle, leaving only one. Unless you can sacrifice 100 life points to increase your attack by 100. As many times as you want. Only we can do the same. And I'm paying all of my life points.
I take you up on that.
Sacrifice.
Except I sacrifice down to 100 life points remaining.
Well then, let the mosh pit begin. Then you watch all of the creatures dive into the fog, and it's like those cartoons with all the fists flying. Oh, damn, that assassin from earlier. That's 200 life points.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
You didn't account for the chip then.
No. Prime Mark.
It's alright, my friend.
Finish the game.
It's alright. Just stop breathing.
Oh, no, he's oh! Oh!
What
the fuck?
Hold on. I
He-
think he's actually hurting him. Hold on.
I mean, we're not allowed to cross the field during a battle. That was Prime Mark. That was really out of pocket, man. You can't be doing that. There's like murder. We have healers.
I'm a fashion designer.
Okay, well, since there was a big scuffle in a cloud, Sir Sporington III now has an AoE that deals damage to every player for 100 life points. Oh, actually, it was. Wait. We increased the damage on everything by how many? I sacrificed like 1,500 life points. So yeah, he does 1,500 to everybody, killing me. But John's still at full, so you know.
So it looks like it's just you and me, too.
John, please don't snap my neck like he did. Okay.
Are they dead?
Please.
Don't worry, I'll make it a more quick and painless death.
Alright.
I'll make our ego die.
Then it's your turn, because I think he's too dead to say in turn.
You're going to find out the power of an assassin. 1 card face down in the field, 3 cards in the trap area. Your turn.
I'm still gonna put life into the
Oh.
deck anyway.
He's got to be so low.
What kind is it?
Murta, we're done with your card game. We have a weird question we gotta ask you about mushrooms.
Disco always makes
Okay.
a comeback. I'm able to take half of the damage that was dealt throughout the entirety of the last round and split it between all combatants currently alive.
I see. It's retroactive damage.
You can open it.
I have a feeling whoever opens the pack, the cards might change.
I see.
And
Suit the person.
as I wasn't keeping track
Well,
of the
if you-
damage from the last
I
round,
can give it to me, I'll open it.
I think we both come down to a teeny tiny
From what
amount
I
of health.
understand, I think the way that works is that
That sounds
it
about
is
right.
the person who opens it.
That
with
sounds
the
very
card
I was not
that
hit at
comes
all.
That's what I thought.
I think.
Oh, so before I open it, can you actually get more?
One card face
Or
down.
is this like the last pack?
That's my turn.
No, it's not
I
the
think
last
we
pack.
can-
Grecius isn't here, but I heard that you can find them just around.
I appreciate you playing into my hands. You remember that card, the field card that you played? That changed the colors. What were those colors again?
Pink, purple, and yellow.
Are you? Did you go back to that cave again?
No.
The cave is.
I woke
Flips
up
the
like
card.
this, I got my body back, and apparently I can.
By
if I
assassin.
think hard enough
Their
to be in a
uniform
ball of
is
light, I just get to be a
blue
ball of light.
and purple,
Okay, but can you
blending
get
into
back
your
to the
field.
body?
Yes, I just have to think hard enough of my body.
Because
and I
they
can
blend
return to my
in with
body.
your environment.
Oh, that's actually
good.
pretty
Trying not to
interesting.
do this too often right now.
Yeah, no worries. I just.
You know what that
I
means,
think I
right?
just need to feel life for a
That
little bit.
effect.
Listen, we can
Because
talk.
I
It means I can
Mm.
attack you directly
Yes.
without having to interact with your monster. Since your monster can't see my
Can you
ninja,
say Catherine?
I attack your life points directly.
No!
Yes! Oh!
Ready to see what we get?
No.
Go for it.
Oh my god.
Primark!
No,
Primark?
No one is
Let
dying.
me check something. I will be right back.
Healing.
He's dead.
Are you fucking kidding me?
The,
Wow, would you look at that?
yeah, that's
Wait,
the
they
way
were-
of
they
Yugi
were
Point,
from
but
outside the cave?
Primark, we will, if Mackenzie can hear us, I know that you've got these under your curse, your whole fashion mafia. I know you can hear us, Mackenzie. We'll get all of it back. We're gonna revive Eotidiss, even if it takes
hold on.
going across
Are
the
you
baby
saying
gap
This card game can protect.
to the land of
Card game can
Reebok.
bypass the protection of the town.
Oh wait, there's a.
Well, I mean, we consented to the duel, so you kind of, there's the whole consent thing, remember?
Primark starts like turning into sludge and melting away, leaving only the boots.
Mackenzie!
Still prevent. Even then, to still prevent death.
Right?
Right?
Well, we got the cuffs and the boots.
Am I able to see like a little card pack inside the little
Where the
slime?
heck
Is it
is
just sitting there?
That's
Puts a rubber band back around the deck.
Oh,
Thank
sad.
you, Miss
God.
Nita, for the church service. That was a very interesting church service.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I know.
I'll be sure to attend the next one if they're all
I mean-
like that.
Yeah,
I mean, that wasn't necessarily a church service, but
I'm still
well, it was
waiting.
necessary.
Oh,
You!
I knew to-
Hey, so did you just see our epic battle? You wanna just give up your goggles so you don't have to die?
No, he's not.
Hmm.
Oh my.
When my
oh
father
lord.
hears about this, he'll give me the strongest cards in the entire game, and I'll come back and destroy both of you.
It's just another
Oh, you say so, but like,
it's
you
gonna pull
know.
out the
It's
it's gonna pull out the deck with the rubber band on it.
Tavern. He's
Anytime.
He's not in the tavern.
I will face you anytime.
Wandering around. You're gonna
And I
look
will
for him.
see you tomorrow.
Holding a book all the time.
You might have defeated those stooges, but you won't get away with this again.
Okay, if you say so, but like I feel like I'm really getting the hang of this card game and stuff. Have you even been practicing, or do you just like looming over people and giving like vague threats to them?
He's having a meeting above the Healers Guild.
Take a guess.
No.
Well, my guess is you're a third-rate duelist with a third-rate deck.
Yeah, well.
Yikes!
Okay, I just want to let you know I haven't even lost my grandpa yet, so I'm not at full power.
I'm still here!
Yeah, he's still here. Also, Tulip, you're adorable, and I love you, and you just hold that, okay?
Tulip has gotten bigger, and I have a question for you. As you can see, she's taken on a more humanoid form, so she needs clothes.
So I got one of these packs. Is there like rules on how to play?
Yeah. I think, well,
Clothes? I heard you're a tailor.
yeah, well, I thought you asked for them earlier, so I started working on something, but she's already gotten so much
There
bigger.
are no rules, but since there's no money
Yeah,
here,
that's
you
what I
have to follow
mean.
the rules.
I was just unsure because I didn't know when she was
No
going to
money here, no money.
but I figured it was going to happen at some point.
Right here.
Okay, well, I'll
maybe take what's already been made, because I think just something to cover her top and some shorts would be fine, right?
Yeah, I've got it. If it fits, she can wear it right now. Do you want me to grab
Basically,
it?
the rules are you play a card
sure.
and you fight the other person. Those are the rules.
Yeah, you also need to do like big hand gestures and movements. That's a big part of Yugi Point. You got to do that, otherwise it doesn't really work that well.
Oh, of course.
Thank you, Grandpa.
Flair to your duel.
You're always really good at this. Thank you.
I'm gonna open pack
We make a
of
good team.
Yuga Point cards. The cards in the pack change depending on who opens.
I am your grandpa, after
They'll all be unique to you.
Yeah.
Let's gotta learn how to use the Sundead pack.
Okay, I'll wait right here. I'll be right back with yours. We got more duelists here?
So it's like a pack
I gave
of
one.
whatever
I gave
card
one
set
to
for
my
anything.
I gave one to them, and now I'm gonna open mine. Now they say that these packs, the cards inside the packs change depending on who opens them, so they're all unique.
It does tend to go that way, but I've also gotten like I got like a pot of greases. I've gotten that card. I also got like a hypno pants from when we fought Supreme. So I do get some other cards, but you usually get them from stealing from other. Well, not stealing, win them from other people. You know.
So the cards change.
Really quick out of character. Are these all Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or would it could be from anything?
They're just
No, we're
cards we're making up in our heads.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be back. I'll get Tulip's outfit.
Uno pack.
Well, hope you guys like the Yugi Point duel. That makes up for all the problems earlier.
Sarah, did they say how many cards were in a pack?
I think it's enough to
Okay.
form a deck out.
Here's what I had worked on for Tulip to start with. If we need something else, if that fits, that's great. If not, then I can fix it up some more for them, okay?
50 or 60 cards.
Is there anything that I owe you for this? Thank you so much.
I just like having favors. So if you are, I'm gonna probably announce something at church tomorrow, granted that I don't end up in another fate for the humanity and stuff with people that want to ruin stuff, you know.
My holographic card was a
I can't really do a whole lot. I'm pretty weak and I don't really have many skills, but anything that I can do to help, I'd be happy to.
King Arthur's
Can you be friends with people?
Maybe. Hopefully.
Well, then that's like the baseline thing I
So I
need.
hope that's.
This one is called Holy
Hey, there's some cards
Rejuvenation.
related to me in here. Look, the Steel Lance.
Naruto, you seen it?
Yeah, Tulip?
Yeah.
Opposites of each other.
Hey, good morning,
Wait,
Flint.
can you sense magic or like mana off of them? Like a lot of it?
It's called Holy Rejuvenation, and it says that.
Thank you. I'm letting her run around right now. She's excited to show people that she got bigger. I put some shorts under her. They're my own shorts that I wear when I go to bed.
Doubles team.
And
Hey,
she has a
fine.
pin
Just
over her.
wasn't-
She has a pin over her sheet.
Partner.
Well,
Just
I
wasn't
mean,
sure if you knew or
Paraphrasing
not.
here.
When
Make
your
sure you know
partner
she's safe.
is at
And we got these new
zero life
clothes.
points, you can play this
Wait,
card.
you can make mushroom clothes now.
Back up to
well, it's just
Technically-
clothes.
Wait, do you actually?
As I'm
Well,
reading,
it's reg-
as I'm
it's
reading the
cloth.
steel lance.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
we
regular clothes.
yeah we had
As I'm
bunny
reading the
act
steel lance,
stuff
not-
show up,
not my
remember?
card,
and
but
and more
steel lance
silks.
here. It requires
What happened to the?
Sarah, the steel lance.
What happened to the bunny egg?
to
They're
fall
hanging
in
around
battle.
somewhere, I'm sure. Was this
and
the
be
mushroom
revived.
related thing? Are you talking about
The steel
Tulip?
lance
Is that what
can
you needed
pierce
helps with?
Any armor it
Yeah,
comes across.
yeah. I was wondering why they were changing. I thought it had something to do with, you know,
That's gonna be
fey
nice.
magic or something.
Maybe, but let me see.
I feel like her makes everyone dance.
Never mind, that ain't no cowboy, that's cowman.
I don't think it does, but you know.
Ball of light.
Is that another person?
Whoa.
No,
hi,
I think
Nota.
this is Tulip. I do believe this is Tulip.
No, I mean the ball of light. Because last time it was the what's his name guy.
Mason.
Yeah, it is Mason.
Are you fine?
Why are you a ball of
Hi.
light again?
Here, let me move you a little closer.
If I think hot enough, I can be a ball of light.
Oh. Okay, so it's not something that was
Nerta,
done to
things
you. It's
are
something you
rapidly
did.
transforming in here.
Mhm.
Are you gonna transform next?
What should I transform into?
Nota's
I don't know.
somewhat slightly transformed a couple times since I've been here.
Let's
true.
get you back down then.
I went from green to
This is
purple,
kind of
back to
impossible to hurt
green,
anybody here.
to scary green, and now I'm like a light pink and purples.
Yes.
Like green.
Why are people changing?
It's hard to imagine you being green.
Changing. Wayne.
Yeah, well, I was a kobold under the Emerald Dragon, and so all of my kin are all green. But then when I came here, there's like fey magic stuff that keeps happening, so I keep on like changing colors. Mr. Oberon did this to me.
I tested it myself, and now
I thought you
it's
just like gave yourself some sort of paint and like put ashes or something on you. I thought you were still green under all that. Okay.
No, I made like a deal with the Autumn Court, and then I got all of these weird like tattoo things on me. But then Mr. Oberon made a deal with me for something, and I needed to be pinkish purple. So then when I did my next transformation, I became pinkish purples.
Gotcha.
Actually, it does taste a lot better.
Mhm.
I was about to say, I felt like it had something involved with Oberon.
Well, you know, we kind of
That's
like
what I remember.
yeah,
remember
we
it
kind
happening.
I've got a shovel.
of passively killed people today in the middle of town.
It is quite
It's kind of an interesting feeling, you know,
Huh?
with the Yugi Point game.
Is that
actually
Wayne?
works.
Why does Wayne look so
Killing
weird?
people.
Yeah,
Did you,
well,
did
Gender
you
change
change them
session,
to
but I'm
a
slightly
form of
concerned
dark
as to why
realm
the hair
or something?
changed
Is that
color.
what happened?
no, they kind of turn to
I thought if
sludge
the whole body
and
changed,
disappear.
then they-
See, the fashion police in town got into a feud with the fashion mafia. The fashion mafia comes from the land of Reebok across the Baby Gap. And they come here to try to stop us from collecting all the pieces of drip, because once we collect all of them, we can revive Mr. Eotidiss, who had died out in the Feywilds, remember? So, if I can revive Mr. Eotidiss, then we can reinstate the fashion police to protect us from the fashion mafia, and they're trying to stop us. But like, they always do all their fights with Yugi Point cards, which is this children's card game, which I thought was okay, but like every time we beat them, the fashion mafia put a curse on them to explode and die and stuff, so, you know, it always feels bad to win those fights, but we kind of have to, you know?
It's weird.
Couldn't we like just put them into our holding cells? or something?
But you are slightly slouched.
Yeah, but I have to get the pieces of drip for Mr. Eotidiss.
Am I?
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
yeah, but we could just like talk them out of it instead of like card games that make them die.
Well, it's the fashion
get a
police.
chiropractor.
If they don't do it that way, they're still going to explode and die because they're cursed to follow his orders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They fix it.
So they pretty much are honor bound to do
Matter
that.
of situation.
hmm
I thought they were
that was the card game's doing.
No, no,
'Cause if the card game is forcing people to die, I think we should outlaw that.
Well, it's more or less
Like,
that the Fashion Mafia.
just exploded.
The Fashion
they
Mafia
lost.
is forcing them to because they're the underlings of Balenciaga, and
Yeah.
you know, if they don't do his bidding, then they're gonna die anyway. But when they show up to town, I have to like consent to the Yugi point duels and stuff, so that I can get the pieces of drip. I always try to talk them out of it before we do
a
it.
card that can specifically revive the player.
What?
Like in the middle of the duel, let's say you're doing a 2v2 and you defeat one, and you play this card. It's the one I just pulled, called Thriller. It has two effects. One, if you don't dance for the rest of the turn, rest of the game while it's out, you lose health points. But the other is you can use some of your life points to bring back someone else that has previously died with the same amount of life points. Would that bring them back?
Some people are, yes.
I mean, maybe, but the point is that Mr. Balenciaga put a curse on them, so as soon as they lose the battle, they're gonna die, and that means they might have to live in the town forever to avoid it, but...
But what I'm saying is, if they die, then the curse gets lifted, but they may still be bound to the game, and as long as you sacrifice a life point, you can bring them back, and now they're no longer bound by the curse, right?
That might work. That sounds like it could work.
Die in the town.
Because they're agreeing to do battle to the
If
death.
you want, I'll deal with you next time.
Okay.
The town should still prevent death.
Well, not if they consent to it.
Should.
He's asking how it is to be in a different world compared to our world.
That little mushroom. Have you been asked to make anything like clothing-wise for the little mushroom yet?
I did.
It's a little short.
It already has clothing.
She's a little bigger
Okay.
on the hips than we expected, but it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, when they asked me to make it, I made it for them when they were that big, and now they're bigger, so, you know, we could work on that
Yeah, I
again.
understand this was meant to be a much longer dress originally.
But, you know, it's still better than a towel.
Yeah, she is short.
It is definitely better than a towel.
That's
Good.
yeah. Put the sheets away. And
etc.
you look great, kid.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I'm gonna see if she needs shoes or not. She's bigger now, so I imagine she has more weight, so stepping on a pebble would hurt more. But we'll get there if she complains.
Oh yeah, definitely. Gotta watch out for those.
You look really cute. You want a hug, Tulip? Mm.
Aw, it's so cute that you two are the same size now.
You grew up so fast? Mm-hmm.
Beak. Jeez. I still think about how, like, just the other day, she was literally the size of my hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are really small. Oh, and there she goes.
It seems like her.
Are they going to
Seems
be a
like her
problem?
mind might expand the more bigger that she gets.
Mm-hmm.
That dragon.
She was only able to make sounds when we first got her, and now she's able to speak full sentences.
When she first
Hmm.
arrived
Hmm.
in town, she was attacked by
Oh, here's hoping that she doesn't pick up some unsavory phrases.
She's
Yeah,
already picked up one bad word. I don't know who told it to her.
Probably him.
She knows this. She knows to switch it out with fudge at least, but.
Okay, that's good.
You know, I'm gonna
Yeah.
But I want to be certain.
Hmm.
I'm sure.
I'm gonna see if I can get people to convert to the church. What's that?
What's the tiny thing over there? Is that new? A tiny
The bear?
It looks like a teddy bear. The bear.
Maybe?
Have a lovely day.
5 out of 5 stars, buddy.
Hello?
Hello.
Are you new?
Think so.
Okay, hello. I'm Nerta, Kobold Cleric of the Dreamer. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hi. I'm Will.
Will?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Will. Welcome to Sundial. You've now gone through a portal to probably a completely new place, and here we are trying to survive in the Feywilds. Can I ask before I say any more? Are you okay? Are you hurt? Are you hungry or anything?
Okay.
Okay, alright. Do you members anything from before you entered the portal?
No.
No, that happens a lot. Yeah, lots of people, before they come through the portal, they lose all the memories of stuff. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but the good news is that you're now in this place with all the other peoples that are kind of in the same situations as you. So we're all here for you. On top of that, you have a little sundial with you somewhere on your persons. Can you find it?
Robe is either still in the meeting on the second floor of the Healers Guild, or he's out in the forest. One of the two. Basically, if you find Iona, you'll probably find Rib.
And
There you go. See, this thing's gonna be with you. What it says is that you're a member of the town. On top of that, like, if you are in the towns, you are protected, so nothing can hurt you, okay, Will? Does that sound good?
Okay.
Uh-huh. And then if you have any magical affinities or anything that show up, then it'll show on your sundial. Do you have any magic affinities?
Magic. That's from the books.
Yeah, some people get book magic. That's true.
No, like stories. Fairies too.
Oh yeah, there's lots of that. We got dragons that are magic. Where I came from, there was a magic dragon. There's also fae. This is Will. Will, this is Tulip.
Hey.
Oh. What's this all about? Hi.
This is Will. He just arrived. If you ever see a man with silver hair, Will, and a big white robe, that's Mr. Lawrence. He'll want to talk to you so that he can write your name down and ask you where you've been and stuff. We try to keep track of everyone that comes through the portal so that nobody gets left behind, okay?
Yeah, he's usually found in that big building right there.
Yeah,
That's our
usually.
tavern.
But sometimes he's got things to do. He's got lots of chores and stuff.
If you want, you can sit down around us, and I don't really have the energy to give a toll right now. I've been running after this little demon all day, but I can give you, I can point out some things to you from here.
Thank you, Nico.
Anytime.
Any groups around that we could probably trade with? Or are we stuck being a little insular?
There is Burrow, but they don't come around very often.
They open to being seeked out?
Honestly, I'm not certain. Neta.
Am I intruding on a private conversation?
No, I was actually wondering, do you know if Burrow minds having people from Sundial go look for them?
A little bit of yes and a little bit of no. A lot of people that are in Burrow are people that survived the many times that Sundial has been exploded and invaded and other things like that. So there's a lot of Sundial people that end up there, but they usually don't like people that are still tied to the town showing up. They seem to not like us because we hang out with the phase people, and they really don't like the phase people.
I see.
Fair enough. We do seem to have some more diplomatic and mercantile folk here in town, so maybe something could come of that.
But they're also, the ones that do show up in town are at least pretty nice to us, and they'll talk about things and do trades and stuff.
I don't know beast speak.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. We need to get some folk.
Near, did you know beast speak?
I think Iona does.
Iona's going out into the forest to count trees.
Well, I wanted to talk to both of yous because I think are you in the same religion? Is it the same God thing?
No.
Yes and
maybe, like, but no, I'm from a much different place. Maybe it's a different face of the same deity, but who fucking knows?
Ah.
I also don't really worship as much as directly serve as an employee.
Oh, okay. Well, I want.
As opposed to me, who does worship.
Well, since arriving here, have you gotten like any messages or something from the face of the thing that you worship and serve?
My god is dead, so unfortunately not.
Okay, yeah, that would be a damper on that.
No, but my clerical abilities do still seem to work here, so there is at least some form of a connection with my god.
Once my glasses are fixed, we'll see if there's any lingering one from where I'm from. Because if my glasses are able to work, then the rules still apply. We'll see.
Okay, then I'll put a pin on that one then until she gets your eyeglasses done. I ask because it's like I don't think there's a way I could say it that doesn't come off as mean or rude, but like it seems that the magic that people get here, I think, at least from the revelations I got from him, are coming from the Dreamer. And I think it has some sort of like link to things that people were using before they got here. And the sundial is kind of a way it channels it. So I don't want to like... What's the way I would put this? Like, I don't want to tell you to like not worship the thing that you are obviously getting the powers from and the encouragement and all of your like personality and stuff, but you know, when I was asking people if they want to join the Church of a Dreamer, a lot of people were saying they already were worshiping someone. And I know that the Dreamer is here, but I don't know of any other deities that are here. So, you know, I think it'd be nice if I had more people helping with the Dreamer since he's giving us the protection and stuff.
That's understandable.
And I will certainly be grateful to the Dreamer, that's for certain, but unfortunately, I cannot worship another god, Nerta. That would be breaking my oath. And in breaking my oath, I would sever all connections that I have to my god, and that includes all of my clerical abilities.
But what... Okay, I don't want to say you have to worship him, but you said you were like appreciative of him, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, well, like just helping the Dreamer, does that mean you are worshipping him just by helping?
No, by helping, no, that is not worshipping. Worshipping would be if I were to put the Dreamer above my own god.
So, if I asked if you wanted to join the church, it doesn't mean that you have to like worship the Dreamer, but it does mean that you could help him, right?
Yes, that I can do.
Okay. Do you think if I had talked to people that also has beliefs in a god from before they got here, that would be a good ways to do it?
For some people, yes. There are some people who might not be as open to that as some of us are.
Okay. Because I'm really worried about the Dreamer, because after, like, teleporting us to this town, and there's so many new people that we have to have protection for, I'm worried that he's going to be, like, spread very thin, and less people have been showing up to church than they used to, and because of that, I'm worried that he's going to lose his ability to protect us. I don't know for sure. I don't want to worry peoples about something I'm not sure about, but the more peoples I can get to help with the Dreamer stuff, I think it would be better. So if you want to consider that, I'd appreciate it.
my god has tragically passed away, so I'm happy to help wherever needed. Well, I may not have necessarily been a worshipper myself. I know how to inspire worship. It was part of my job, after all. And I was actually contemplating if I'm able to, I don't know, get more of a connection to my magic. I was wondering if I'd be able to do something that folk like me used to do, which is find a place and become a guardian angel.
Oh. That sounds
Yeah,
important.
like some. Yeah, it is. Cities, peoples, they get guardian angels attached. Like, I know these names don't mean anything to you, but Michael for Jerusalem and fucking Samael for Rome. I was thinking if I can get a better grasp on myself, then maybe I can do the same for Sundial.
Well, that sounds very nice, Mr. Dante. I'm sure we could use that. And I'm sure the Dreamer would appreciate that helps with protecting peoples and stuff, yeah?
I'll have to learn first, but till then, I'm happy to help with church service and all that sort of thing.
Okay. Well, today's church service was a little messed up by the Ministry of Fashion showing up to do Yugi Point duels with me, but tomorrow I'll probably do a church service in the mornings.
Understood. I'll come over, see if I can't help out.
Thank you.
Again,
We actually had 3 main angels that served our deity. Yes, there was Mikhail, Gabriel, and Rafal.
Alright, so that's... Yeah, those names are pretty similar to guys I know, and now I'm starting to get a headache. Excellent.
When you said different faces of the same being, do you mean that maybe they've got like 1 foot in one dimension and then like their little toe over here in this one, sort of like that?
I described it as a big circle overlapping a bunch of flat planes. Big spear, more accurately.
Think the Mage's Dome with paintings all around it. Like portraits hanging all around it.
Okay.
You stay at one end, you stand at one side of that dome, you can't see the other, and at least this is my coping mechanism. If someone takes a hammer to one side of that dome, then the other side might not be harmed.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Do you think the same things?
Yes.
I
will help out if you need, but...
Yeah. I think what I want to do is, since I think a lot of the people don't understand the importance of keeping the Dreamer positive and, you know, full of energy, I want to like maybe put a few little statue things. I read in the book that there's been lots of religions where they make like a symbol for their thing and they put those around to remind people of it. Do you think I should do that with the Dreamer?
Kind of like a little shrine?
Yes, a shrine, that.
Yes, like, there were certainly shrines for the Order of the One.
We could sit down with you, we could figure out how to best inspire faith in the local people. Just doing it for millions of years. A whole planet, even. It's exhausting work, but for a single tune,
I'd really appreciate that. I've only been a mushroom farmer and then recently a tailor. I just, I took up the church thing because I know that the dreamer's important, but I really don't know nothing about, like, running a church or, like, making people inspired in religions and stuff.
We'll have to hear some stuff about the dreamer, or at least learn more about them from, an actual religious standpoint to be able to help you to that extent.
Do you want to do that right now?
I mean, if you want to, I have nothing else going on today.
I love talking about it.
Right then.
For the moment, I need to keep my eye on Wayne.
That's fair. I think somebody always should be
how's
keeping
he
at least
doing?
one eye on him.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I know that you got, like, a really nice pipe and a city thing. Do you want to go somewhere that's a bit more sittable than the side of the hill?
Sure, that'd be delightful.
Okay. Oh, I haven't, like, spent any of the time over in that little pavilion thing. You want to go there, Mr. Dantes?
Sure, let's go over that then.
Alright. Yeah, I think this way. I don't like jumping down the rocks.
Yeah.
Hello?
Would be good for my legs.
Are you new?
No.
Wait. A bunny person? Are you a bunny yak person?
No. Wait, like, I'll let you guess where I can tell you exactly who I am.
Are you Bob?
I don't know the people in this team.
No, I'm Wayne.
Oh!
Well, Wendy, actually.
Okay, Wendy. Hey, Catherine was looking for you to keep an eye on you so you don't get into no troubles, okay?
Yeah. Okay, we gotta go find her.
Okay. Don't get into no troubles! Wayne's got a good heart, but his curiosity gets him into lots of problems often.
Yeah, we used to have stories about that sort of thing.
Yeah. So before I talks about the dreamers, what do you do as a guardian angel? I know what an angel is, and I know what a guardian is, but is it more than just knowing those two words?
Kind of and kind of not. It's in some ways it's a symbolic thing, but for the most part it is largely just the protection of a place or a people against a, the outside. But most importantly, I'd say it's the protection of those people against things that they might not be able to handle themselves. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I noticed that when talking to Mr. Eidhard, he said that the Defender, which is like his deity person, he protects them from, like, bad stuff. But then when I talked to somebody else about their deity, they said the bad stuff was actually a whole nother god, and they worship the one that stops the other bad one from doing stuff. So, like, is that what you were doing? Like, your god, did it stop a bad god, or gods'?
Well, not really. We were both of them at the same time. The job of an angel was to both tempt people into sin and bring them back to the light. That got misinterpreted over time by the mortals, but there wasn't anything we could really do about that. We were... The nature of a guardian angel has changed as much as our nature and our intention has. When I was young, when my god was young. Went by a different name. We were warriors, executors of his wrath against the cities of the plain. But we were protectors of the people who we were sworn to protect, which at the time were the Israelites. But then that expanded into the Romans and the other neighbours. We were guides for men. You know, we watched over people, made sure that folk were doing what they were supposed to be doing, but most importantly, we, above all else, we were representatives. That was our most important role, to be representatives of God. That's what our old name used to be, you know. It used to be Malach, which was literally a messenger of God.
Oh, Malach?
Yeah. So we were folk who spoke on behalf, and then on top of that spoke to on behalf of the people. We were the middleman, I guess I'd call it. If
is that kind of like a prophet?
You know, somewhat. It's the step before prophet, you know, where God talks to his angels, and then the angels talk to a prophet.
Okay, so it's like there's sort of like how the peoples do like kings and stuff, where there's like a king, and then there's like, you know, the baron, and then like a magistrate and stuff like that. There's just like layers to it.
But it's for I guess they'd call it complexity instead, where God could speak directly to a mortal. Many gods do, but it's difficult. It's because gods don't think in the same way that you do. They have a much different way of thinking. Like almost, at least all the gods I'd met, they're, how do I describe it? It's like if you were able to talk to a statue, like that statue there. If that statue had a personality based off of whatever the statue is depicting, and was able to respond to things in that sort of way based on that personality, but it's not actually thinking. It's able to act like it can, but it can't. Not really. It's almost mindless. But there's an intent to it, an instinct that drives it to create and to protect. That's what a god is. It's like an animal with an instinct to create and protect. It's pure.
Almost like it's like a force or something, just like, you know, the rain or the wind or something.
Yeah, exactly. The job of an angel is to make it so its intentions can be interpreted through a more person-like lens. Again, a god can speak to a mortal, but it's not really conveying its thoughts perfectly. It's only conveying its thoughts in the way that it can instinctively convey to a mortal. An angel has the faculties to process that information and then convey it to a mortal in the best way possible for the greater purpose they serve.
Okay, so like if the dreamer talk to me directly and then I tell other people what the dreamer said, does that make me an angel?
In some ways, well, it makes you a prophet. Unless the dreamer doesn't work the way that I'm used to, which is very possible. If the dreamer is sentient and is able to actively commune with its prophets, then you fill a similar role to what an angel would.
Okay. Well, I don't know about that. It's not been, like, very direct. He's been very sort of wishy-washy about things. I guess I should probably say some things about it. So, like, the reason I called the dreamer is that it's a being that lives within the town and gives us protection, but it's kind of like it's in a dream, because the things that it does is reflective of the things that we do in the town. So if most of the people are very positive and friendly and they're helping each other a lot, then the dreamer sort of takes that and then throws it back at us and makes things happier and positive and provides for us. But if the town starts being very negative, very hateful, very worrying, then that sort of just creeps into the dreamer and then that gets reflected back on us. So, like, the thing that's important is that we make the dream a good dream, because then that comes back to us as good things. But if we give the dreamer a bad dream, then that comes back to us as nightmares. That's his sort of nature.
Yeah. That's fairly common in some ways. A lot of deities are molded by the faith of their people. This is how it's kind of always been, even to mine, where mine was born through faith, I was born through him. It's a complicated situation.
Mm-hmm.
Gods are... They are forces first until people believe in them, if that makes any sense. If many people started to believe the rain in of itself was a god, it would become one. It would probably act exactly the same, but it would be a deity. That's how these things tend to work. Wherever, once you're a deity, you stay one. You know. How do you know how long the dreamer's been around?
Like thousands of years. When the first town was made, there was a lot of archmages from another world that wanted to make a portal to this fantastic place. They did it, and when they got here, they started harvesting all of the wonderful Feywild resources because they were new and magical and stuff. But they set up a town and they were, taking stuff, but then an accident happened and a Fae got killed by one of the peoples here, and it kind of started a really big war between the Faes and those people, and it ended with the town basically being wiped out. But just before it happened, that's when the Dreamer showed up. It just kind of came into being and then protected the last few people of the town. But the problem is that it also seems to have controlled the portal, and now it seems to be bringing people through that have no clue about this place and stuff, and they just end up here. And I think it has a purpose, but I haven't figured that out. But yeah, he's been here for thousands of years, and since that time, he's done basically the same thing. People come through the portal, the town fills up, they try to survive in the Feywilds, but then usually something happens, and either he gets overwhelmed and can't protect them, or has to move the town somewhere else. And I just kind of want to help break that cycle by helping the Dreamer be powerful enough to keep us from all dying or having to move again. Let alone figure out how to control the portal so we could get back homes.
That's understandable, but difficult. It's sounding like in some ways the dreamer is that cycle. That from the story you just told me, it seems like the dreamer was born with that necessity to survive here in the Feywilds, to resist its encroachment, and to protect the people within it.
Mm-hmm.
Admirable, as far as deities go, but it feels bound, I guess, to that cycle. Because if the Feywilds, if it becomes powerful enough that the Feywilds stop being a threat, then it's served its purpose, hasn't it?
I guess so. Until, like, it becomes a threat again, maybe.
Maybe. Well, the way I'm thinking about it is that on top of figuring out a way to make it more powerful, you need to figure out how to direct it to a new purpose.
Well, I
That's
know...
what happened to mine.
I know a little bit about stuff like that. I know, like I said, from experience now, that if we get a lot of people together at one time and we all think the same thing, it really helps direct the dreamer to do what we need it to do. Which is why I think we do things like survive the attacks of the dragons, because in those moments of emergencies, like, everyone's thinking the same thing, like, oh my gosh, I want to live, and since we're all thinking that, the dreamer can act on it.
Yeah, sounds about right to me. Well, then we need to find something that everyone can agree on being a direction.
That's a hard thing to do.
Especially... Exactly. If I'm correct, and the purpose of the dreamer is to survive against the Fae, as is the process in which it was born, perhaps the change needs to be instead making it prosperity in this new world. That we are the dreamer's chosen people, and that the dreamer will guide us to prosperity instead of simply protecting us.
Yeah, I like the sounds of that. That does sound very good. Instead of just surviving, it needs to be...
a guard and a king.
Yeah, I guess I've been selling him more as, like, somebody that does, like, guard work than somebody that's, like, the king. That makes sense. That's also why I think that people are very easy to ignore it, because until they actually have to deal with the realization that their own actions really impact the dreamer, I think it's easier for them to forget about it. Like, we have lots of people that their first thing when meeting a problem is to attack it because they know how to use a sword and their different weapons and stuff. So of course they want to do that because that's what they've been trained on. That's what they want. But I know that as long as they're here in the town, all of those actions of wrath and anger and fear just sort of make it even more likely that those things will happen. So I'm trying really hard to make them want to, you know, forego that. But at the same time, we do run into things in the Fey Forest that do require us to fight and attack and stuff. So I can't, like, tell them entirely that they can't think that way. So I'm, like, trying to balance it, and it's very hard.
Yes, well, usually, unless you're making a pantheon like the Greeks or the Romans did, if you're making a religion that revolves around one god, a dreamer, then you simply need to make it or sell it as a god of all, in a way, prosperity and greatness. That all things flow from the dream. When good seasons come, when we eat a great meal, when we do anything, really, even violent things, you know, like driving back an attack, then that is, or should be sold as, partially thanks to the guidance and the aid of our dreamer, or God.
Yeah, that's true. I should definitely dress up part of our accomplishments as being part of the Dreamer's plan and part of what the Dreamer wants for us. Because that is true. It's not like I'm lying about that. When we were brought here, I'm sure he brought us to this place for a reason. And with all the stuff that we had here before we even did anything ourselves, you know. So, that's true.
If I had to give a hunch as to why the Dreamer does what it does with the portals and bringing people through, I'd say that it's a continued practice of its purpose, you know, to protect. It's bringing in fresh people to defend the place that it's bound to, Sundial, to be a part of its little ecosystem, I guess, the protected and the protectors, because right now it doesn't really have the power to do much directly beyond do what the sundials provide to us and bring people in, because that's, how do I describe it? I guess I'd say that you're caught up in preaching what we've seen the Dreamer do instead of what we want the Dreamer to be doing, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes all the sense.
Your preaching revolves around the fact that the Dreamer protects us from dying, protects us from the Fae, and brings people into town, which is stuff that it's doing already. You don't need to sell people on the fact that it's doing that, because that's what it does by default. What you need to do is to sell people that the Dreamer brings in food, brings good weather, brings good omens, kindness, peace and prosperity to this town, that so long as we are under the guidance of the Dreamer, then we will continue to feel the effects of prosperity in the face of adversity, the face of the season, the world, the Fae, outside forces that even aren't the Fae coming in. We will always be protected. Even in our darkest hours, when the food gets scarce and the water dries up, the people need to be able to trust that the Dreamer will pull them out of it, instead of just themselves. Because if people have to rely on only themselves for that guidance, then what happens when they fail? They lose hope, they fall into despair, they lose themselves. And the Dreamer will reflect that.
Yeah, we'll spiral, because then it'll just keep getting worse and worse and worsered. Sorry.
It'll be a difficult sell, because as you said, a lot of the people in town already worship their own deities. The way I'm used to these sorts of things is naturally through prayer, you know, but not everyone in town's going to be willing to pray to an unfamiliar god.
Yeah, I've noticed that problem. Oh, that's great. Sorry, my hands are feeling a little bit weird right now. Yeah, I noticed that whenever we had like lots of people coming to the church and the last town, especially because like when the dragon started showing up and causing problems, we were a lot of people were worried. But I had lots of nice words to say about it, and I think people showed up then. And there were a couple times where I got everyone to close their eyes and be quiet, and just repeat the words that I said. And when that happened, there were like these sparkly lights that would shimmer around us. And even one time, this little like wispy light thing showed up, and I was able to ask it questions. I want to say that was something that the dreamer was doing, but at the same time, in the back of my head, I'm worried that it was just a fae that was playing tricks on us. But I say all of that to say that we have tried praying before, and I think it works. I called it meditation though, just because people were very iffy about praying to it, kind of like Miss Catherine. But you know, I don't want people to feel like I'm being very forceful about it, but at the same time I feel like I need to be forceful about it, because I think the dreamer's very important. And I don't want to be mean to other people's gods, but I feel like they aren't doing anything and the dreamer is, and it's kind of a little sad that the dreamer doesn't get the respect for that.
You seem like a sweetheart. Very kind soul.
Thank you.
Fortunately, I am not. I am extremely willing to be mean on behalf of the dreamer. And I think I agree that people need a bit of an awakening to how important it is that they don't have to abandon their faith, and they can still hold on and practice it as much as they need, but the light of their gods do not reach here. The dreamer is all we have, and the dreamer has to be all that guides us. And in that guidance, maybe one day the dreamer will open up the portals again, and we will all be able to return home to our gods. But we can't look to voices that aren't listening for guidance. We will hear nothing back. There is a voice here, in this town, right now, protecting us, demonstrably. And if we cannot have faith in that, because that's all practice is faith in that guidance and that protection, everyone can bloody see it. It is indisputable, the guidance of the dreamer and the protection that it gives.
I'm beginning to feel like he brought you here for this reason. I don't want to assume, but I feel like I've been doing this thing and I don't know how to do it right. Maybe the dreamer brought you here to help me with this. Because I've been kind of asking for that help.
Maybe.
Well, when I do my sermon tomorrow, I'll think about doing prosperities talk instead of talking about the defending, because I agree that sounds like a really good idea. And then two, really selling people that, you know, I understand that you have your gods back in your home, but here we don't have them, and we have the dreamer, so he should kind of take more priorities than that. You can still worship them when you get back home, but for right now we need to do the part where we get you back homes.
How about this? I'll do the mean part, and you can do the good part, the nice part. Because if you are going to serve the purpose of profit, then you need to be someone that folk can look to kindly. That will approach things with a less callous view of it. I am accustomed to that calloused view. You know, I've stood behind many a man and forced him to perform a test of faith, and all the forms that takes. As I said, the job of a guardian angel is to bestow wrath and justice. The god of a prophet is to preach.
Okay, but like, I really appreciate you saying that you'll take that up for me, but I'm worried about like the whole rat thing falling back on the dreamer.
No, it's okay. It's a figure of speech, and just the way that I'm used to it. It's
Then what do you mean by mean things then? The mean part of it? Because I understand that the nice and the prosperity and being the nice part, but what extent is the mean part to you then?
the main part is the hard pill of your gods don't reach you here. I know how to phrase that. And
okay.
While people might not have much reason to trust me innately in most things, it seems people do respect my nature. Like I've noticed, most places have angels. Just about everyone I've talked to in town I can walk up to and say, hello, I'm an angel, and they'll know what that means. They all ascribe a gravitas to it.
Yeah, you're not even the first angel that's come through. I've known at least 2 other angels that came from their own places.
Right? So I think having, an angel walk up in front of everybody and go, I understand your feelings and your faith, but we need to set them aside for now and worship what's actually helping us. I feel like that will mean something, a literal avatar of a faith of a different god. Literally in the book that revolves around my god, they literally say to not do exactly what I'm saying that we need to do. No false idols and all that, but...
Well, I appreciate you doing that then, because I know that people really like that their old books will tell them to do stuff, and it's hard for them to not do it.
Yeah, well, even if he wasn't dead, Jojo has the same, at least objectively a different face to the same god that I serve. From where she's from, I haven't heard a peep out of him. Neither is Jojo,
Yeah. Okay. Well,
we can't be reached here.
So I don't know if we should like have a planned thing for this, or if it's just like our... Hey, Iona!
Hi, pardon me, am I intruding?
Come on in. How are you?
Yeah, we're just discussing matters of faith.
I actually have a gift for you, Nerta. I have made a deal with a mushroom creature to spread mycelium and their spores around for their intelligence network, or something of the sort. It's just a regular little red mushroom that they gave me. Do your best to spread them around as much as you can. That was the deal.
Okay. I can help with that. Are they like good for eating or anything?
I wouldn't think so. I think it's just to spread their mycelium intelligence network. So
Um,
you're the best with mushrooms, so I was
okay.
hoping you could help us out and
Was this a Fae person that you made the deals with?
no, it was a mushroom creature themselves.
Well, were they a Fae mushroom creature?
Was it too
I do not know. They described themselves as a race that was not Fae, so I don't think they were.
Well, yeah, if they're not a Fae and if they were a Fae, they couldn't say they're not a Fae, so then that makes sense to me. Okay, but that's a little worrying. I know about networks and things, so I'm sure if they're getting information, that could be a little worrying. But at the same time, I'm a mushroom person, so I could probably use it too.
Wonderful. If anything, you could maybe grow a few and then give some to the Assistants Guild so we can spread it when we're out and about. So you don't have to do all the work.
Okay. Well, I'll do that, but I would also appreciate at some point if I could talk to this non-Fae mushroom person in person, so I can talk to them.
Sure. I don't see why not.
Okay. I just
They're a little strange to get a hold of, and they hate Chucks Incorporated. Like, really, really, really hate them. So, yeah, them.
Okay, well, I'll be willing to help on the surface just because, I'm fine with being helpful and friendly, but I just don't want to find out I'm doing the dirty work of somebody who's trying to harm the town by getting informations on us,
Fair enough. I'd say doing it outside of town would be best. They didn't specify where, just around. So that's a loophole we can definitely take.
Okay, then I can work on doing that outside of town. It's just I'd be worried that if something bad happens to this, then people would be constantly worried about every bit of mushroom inside the town being part of their bad plan or something, she knows. That would be a lot of worry to deal with.
Fair enough. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, Iona.
Thank you. Sorry I don't know much about the mushrooms. Be well.
You're welcome.
So here's a question, actually, on the front of inspiring faith in people. I know that we have issues with the Fae, but you've implied that we also do work with them sometimes.
Mm-hmm. They're
So
like
there's
any
good
other
Fae and bad
peoples,
Fae.
basically. They're very, one-minded. So a lot of them usually have, one thing they really care about because they live off glamour. And glamour's a kind of magic that comes from, emotions and feelings. So a lot of them get their glamour from, people feeling very angry or despair or things like that. And for those Fae, it's kind of hard to work with them because they always want to make you feel bad. But then there's other ones that like excitement and whimsy and creativity and things. And for those Fae, it's really easy to get along with them. So even though they could be tricksy or do other things, they can also do stuff that makes the town better. Because if I bring those Fae in and we're friends with them, then they bring positive feelings and the dreamer gets to also have those positive feelings. So I've been working with them.
Okay, so... And you've also mentioned that the town's gotten little buggers a couple of times. What's the source of that?
Little buggers?
As in, it has exploded and the people in it have been...
Oh, yeah, so there's been a couple times where, some things have happened in the past. I know in the history books there was this disease that happened that they called the corruption, and it would basically make people not the same peoples no more. And so the town would stop giving them protection because they were now working against the town. That is the thing about the Dreamer. If you ever make it into your head that you want to destroy the town or you are working against it, you lose the protection. The sundial stops working, and you may even be absolutely zipped out of the town. There's one person that I'm friends with. Her name is Miss Illyrial. She originally came to the town and was a hunter and helped, but she got in lots of disagreements with the people here, and so she left and she joined the Autumn Court of Fae. But in doing so, she had to make a pledge to them that she would help destroy the town. And the dreamer knows this. And so the last time she came into town with me, she now feels differently about it. She's had enough time to learn some new stuff and, you know, kind of get over her bad feelings. But the dreamer didn't forget, and the dreamer knows what she said, and it's in the back of her mind. So when she came into town with me, there was a big bolt of lightning that shot, and she just immediately disappeared, and she was gone back out into the Feywilds.
Classic. Right, so the reason I ask is because, now this wasn't necessarily something that we would have pushed in, but this was something that the mortals of Earth eventually started to propagate. Because again, our job was double, our god was both one of dark and light in tandem. We did the bad and we did the good. We were all things, because the bad is as important as the good, and blah blah blah. That became a hard sell for people that wanted to, for mortals that wanted to spread their faith. So the idea of an evil counterpart was introduced. Went by a couple of different names: Rex Mundi, Satan, Lucifer, the devil, all that sort of stuff.
Oh, I've heard that one.
Yeah. And the idea became that the devil has demons and hell as a counterpart to God, who has angels and heaven. And the devil was, as far as the mortals were preaching, the great adversary, the source of all woe, that God could protect you from, so long as you didn't stray from his light. You were protected from hell and demons and the devil in all his temptation. So I'm wondering if something similar can be done here. The idea of, because mortals, I don't mean this in derogatory ways. You're a mortal, no, but a lot of times mortals struggle with such a moral greyness. You know, there's a reason that once the propagation of our faith was in the hands of the mortal people, it became far more black and white. God is good, the devil is evil. And it's because that's just difficult for a lot of people to be sold on.
Yeah,
So
because
if
I'm
we
sure when you
can-
put down things like in rules that are very plain and simple, it's easier to follow than giving like a general idea of things, because then there's a lot of wiggle room and then people argue and then they're like, you're not doing it right and you're not doing it right, and then, you know.
Oh yeah, that's super common. But the most important thing is making it so that people fundamentally believe that the God that you are trying to get them to follow always has their best interest in mind, by making it so it's clear that the enemies of that God do not have your best interest in mind. Does that make sense?
Or I
Yeah,
proceed.
that makes sense. But I don't know who exactly would be the enemies. I mean, I can tell you that the Autumn Court really doesn't like the town. The Lord of Autumn really wants to destroy the town because we're like a blight on the Feywild or something like that. And I know the Winter Court generally wants to also help them with that. But the Spring Court, they seem to like us because we're like, we're change. The Feywilds have been the same for so long, and us being here is a kind of change, a new thing, and they like that. And the Summer Court is one that loves luxury and bounty and stuff, and because humans type peoples and a lot of others that come through the portal make machines and really cool things that help you live your life without working, they kind of like us for that stuff too. So the summer and spring are kind of like the good guys to us, and the autumn and the winter can kind of be bad guys. But even that said, there's some that are on either side that also kind of work against us or help us. Like I'm technically with the Autumn Court because they also like finding and keeping secrets, and the only reason I was able to find out a lot about the Dreamer was because of my connections with them. So there's that.
Yeah, that's something that'll have to be puzzled out. But I don't think it's impossible. We just have to, because this was something that even back when things, because I understand that the Dreamer responds to negative emotions as well as positive ones, but mortals are always going to have negative feelings. What matters
you
is
can't get rid of them.
the
They're gonna
direction.
be there.
And when I said that angels are objects of wrath, the idea was that they were spears for mortals to point to things other than themselves, things that were harming them, you know. This is a part of being a guardian angel, right? Michael, for instance, one of them, his purpose was to be a spear and a shield pointing in the direction of Rome, who were adversarial to the people that he served. He was a defense, but if push came to shove, he could fight back if need be. Mortals need adversaries. I mean, that's the birth of the Dreamer, after all. The Dreamer was born through adversity. The Dreamer was born out of a desire to survive an enemy. And supporting the Dreamer and worshipping them in however way people want to will feel, I think, a lot more agreeable if it's clear that the Dreamer is protecting us from... The Dreamer has our best interest over the adversary who does not. We need a bad guy, someone that we can point to.
I mean, the right now our worst bad guy is Shin the Dragon, because he wants to destroy the town, but he's also not part of the Fae, so he's probably the worst one. But I'm really iffy about making the real bad guy any of the people of the courts, because even though I know that the Autumn Court has it out for us, I still feel like having all of the courts on our side is going to be an important part of getting more power to the Dreamer, because I know that they have the ability to do a lot of stuff with glamour, and because glamour seems very similar to the thing that the Dreamer does with positive energy, I feel like the Fae are a piece of this puzzle that I need to have working with us. And it's been, since I've been aware of the courts and the Dreamer, I've been making it my mission to try to keep the peace between all of us. The dragons kind of drew a wrench in that, because I thought that they were powerful in magic and stuff and they could help, but they have really just, they don't seem to want to. But that's why I'm iffy about making it seem like the Fae are bad guys, because I feel like I'm going to need them in the end. So I don't know if I want to do that.
Maybe the Fae don't need to be the bad guys. Maybe the dragon can be our adversary. Doesn't necessarily have to be. Right, here's the big secret behind the religion. Is that a lot of it, some of it is, wanting people to be guided properly, to have faith in the god, but sometimes you have to spin things to make it so people want to give that support in the first place. Like I said, we want to put the dreamer in a position where the dreamer can be seen as the source of all good things that come to the town, right? We want the dreamer to be attributed to profitable hunts, good harvests, all that sort of stuff. But the dreamer isn't doing that right now, I think, right? But if we say it, and people believe it, then it'll become true. Like I said, mortals make gods. The empty space that becomes a god makes mortals, and then mortals make those things into gods. So,
Wouldn't there be a problem with that, though? If the way that the dreamer works is the way I understand it, and we twist things to make an adversary, and people believe it, wouldn't that make the adversary more strong than it would be otherwise? Because we would be making it true?
Only if we open the idea that the adversary could ever be stronger than the dreamer. If the dreamer is always stronger than the adversary, then we have nothing to worry about.
We would just have to make sure nobody had doubts about that. Because then if enough people doubted it, then that would be a problem. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's, again, a part of the... Being in my position was fascinating for so many years, but I understand, you know, when I describe myself as a creature that had a lot to do with wrath and force. I understand the immersion, but you have to understand that strength, that wrath, strength, the show of might, that the god that I serve can protect, that it isn't weak. It's, you know, kind of in the way a town guard would work, where if 3 bandits walk into town and the town guard can't drive them out, then you don't really believe that the guard can fight back an army, do you? Hello there.
Yeah, true. And then you would feel like you have to do it on your own and not rely on the guards.
Exactly. We have some guests.
Hello.
Hello, Nirta. Hi.
Hi.
What's this I hear about, the great Lord Balenciaga cursing people to die within the town?
Well, the mob of fashion, the underlings of Lord Balenciaga, they get cursed, where they have to do his bidding. And, you remember Eotidiss?
Yes.
Well, Eotidiss
He was very kind enough to give me the handkerchief of his dearly departed master. I will forever be thankful for him.
Well, he went missing in the Feywilds, and I found his ghost because he had apparently walked off the edge of the world. And since he died, he gave me a quest to revive him, but in order to do that, I have to collect all the pieces of drip from the fashion mob. And once I've done that, I can bring him back to life. So I thought that'd be fine, and, you know, me and Longnose John, we found one of the people, and we asked if we could get the piece of drip from them, and when we did, he said we had to fight them in a children's card game called Waypoint. And I'm like, okay, so we had to go get cards, and I did some quests from Lawrence and Mr. Gracious, and I got the deck put together, and then we fought him out in the Fey Forest, and when we beat him, yeah, we sure did get his brooch, which was a piece of drip, but he also burst into flames and died. And that was 1, horrifying, but 2, we didn't know why. Then the next one that came to town was Supreme. And when I fought Supreme, we eventually baited him, and I was like, hey, you don't need to explode and die or anything. You could just give me the piece of drip and it'll be okay, and then you could like live in a town. And he said, no, when I agreed to this duel, I knew that I was consenting to possibly die for my Lord Balenciaga, or however he put it. And then he also exploded and died. So it seems like this curse that they... Yeah. And then there was Mr. Hugo, who showed up in my church, and he was fighting for his hat. And so now they know that we've collected several pieces of drip, and they really don't want Mr. Eotidiss to come back because he was the fashion police and they're the fashion mob and everything. And so now they're trying to...
in this town.
Yeah,
within the town barrier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that in the last town, Mr. Hugo fought into church, and Grandpa had to fight him with his ninja deck, and he beat him, and then he also sort of exploded and left his hat. And then just today we had 2 more of the fashion mob show up to fight for our pieces of drip, and they lost again. And this time, instead of exploding, they turned into puddles of goop.
So how does puddles of goop equal drip?
Well, that one had like these really cool spiky bracelets on, and that was a piece of drip. And the other one had these disco shoes on, and I got those. So now I've got a brooch, I've got temporal pants, I've got a really nice top hat, and I've got the spiky bracelets and the disco shoes. So I got like 6 pieces of drip now.
Okay. 2 questions. 1, I'm gonna take a guess that they didn't have any souls to begin with in order for them to die within town walls?
I don't know. I just know that when I talked about, when I think it was Supreme, when he was about to die.
Sundials?
No, they didn't have sundials. They come from
Then
a
they did
different
not have
place.
souls. I see.
They didn't come from this place. I was told by the first one, which was I don't remember his name right now, but he said that they had been traveling from the land of Reebok across the Baby Gap to get to us and do the battles there. And, you know, eventually we're going to have to find this Balenciaga in his home turf, or maybe he'll show up here, but at the end of the day, I just wanted to bring back Mr. Eotidiss because he died outside of the town and his spirit's sort of just wandering the Feywilds right now.
I feel like I'm going insane because half the names you're saying are like fashion brands from where I'm from. Sorry.
Strange.
Yeah.
What kind of a name is Balenciaga?
Well, it's a name of an organization.
Well, this town does have alternate universe, alternate reality shenanigans going on, so that is a definite possibility.
2.
Okay.
Which and then I have a possible third, but the third one relates back to the first one, but it depends on how you answer the second one. If you accidentally, lose a card battle against them, will you end up exploding and leaving behind your drip?
I don't think so. I think every time they've asked, we've like put things up, and they said that they were putting up their drip in their lives because they need to get mine back. So I think it was only ever about me losing the ones that I've collected so far. But the Balenciaga guy...
So you would have to lose every single... So you would have to lose every single item that you have gained before you put up your own and then your life. Correct?
I think so.
You have a buffer?
I don't think I've been putting my own life on the line.
I don't think that's much to worry about, since the Dreamer will surely carry us to victory in all things, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But still, that means you can die in this town from playing this game. The possibility is still there.
Well, I think it's always been that if you've consented to have things hurt you, that you could be hurted here, right?
Well, yeah, you could get hurt.
Not to the point of death, because the town. But so far as I know, that only extends to those under the protection of the sundials. As in, you have to have a soul for the sundials to form.
Yeah, well,
the protection of it.
The Dreamer's protecting me and Grandpa John, and if these people are coming from a different place and they don't have sundials, then there's nothing to worry about. It's okay. Plus, what about the Burrows people? The Burrows people don't have sundials, and they come to the town, right?
But none of them have died.
Yeah, well, so it all makes sense.
Wait, did you ask if they even had sundials? How do you even know they don't have sundials?
In fact, I'm pretty sure that
well,
the
the fact that they
people, when
turned to
we first
goo
met
and they
them, had an
disappeared.
entire shootout out town.
Well, they're also
anyone
really
can
bad
do
at
that.
shooting. And their guns are kind of bad.
But the thing
If
is
you
that they were shooting each other point blank and laughing it off because they couldn't die in town. Oh yeah, don't. Oh, hello. I thought you were looking at Torres.
If you heat
I
anything
don't know.
to a degree, anything can mount to a puddle.
It also
This is
could
true.
be maybe the curse that Balenciaga put them on them doesn't make them explode right there, but maybe they're getting teleported out of the town and then they're going, like, maybe the goo is a kind of teleport out of town thing.
So that what they're leaving behind is just ectoplasm and their drip. I see.
Yeah, that could be it.
Like Star Wars.
Okay. Now, ultimately, going back to the very first thing you said. Mr. Eotidiss' ghost is wandering around in the Feywilds. What did we say about bringing people back to life?
Well, okay, there's like two things to that. One, that's what he said, but Mr. Lawrence seems to think it's a Fey trick where he's just been, like, made, like, untouchable. Like, you can't, like, touch him, and he's just worried that if he comes back to the town, the whole, the whole, like, soul slurpy thing will happen with the Dreamer, and he doesn't want that to happen. So... that said, he's definitely come back to town a couple times to talk to me, and his soul wasn't immediately slurped up, so I think you could read into that just fine that he is not actually a ghost.
Thank you very much. That's what I wanted to... Okay.
Yeah.
You have laid my... Okay.
Yeah,
I've laid my worries to rest now. Okay.
But now that I'm caught up in this, we keep getting these fashion mobs guys showing up and trying to fight me in Yugi Point duels, and now I've got Mr. Grandpa John roped into it too.
Can you,
Pretty
like,
sure it's
not fight them?
Eotidiss. Pretty sure Eotidiss is trying to, get rid of the criminal organization through you. Because since he's the Passion Police, he doesn't want to, deal with the whole criminal organization by himself, so he's sending them to you so you can deal with them, and then he comes in and cleans up the act.
I don't know, I think he just needs the drip so that he can come back or something. I think that's all it is, really. I don't think Mr. Eotidiss is like
well,
that,
if he needed drip, then why did he just... Then why did he donate his master's beloved handkerchief to me? If it was so important to him. I mean, I'm still eternally thankful. Because of him I was able to get Torres back, but
I just know that I was given a quest, and I'm, like, really good at it so far. Like, I mean, I didn't even know how to play Yugi Point, but Mr. Longnose John taught me how to do it, and then Mr. Grandpa John was also helping me, and now I think I understand it pretty good for playing it. And I've gotten, what did I say, like 6 pieces of drip now? 5? Something like that? We're doing pretty good. Okay. I don't know how many there are, but I'm hoping we're almost at the end of it.
Well, at any case, I'm very proud of you for your efforts and what you've done so far. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, the Dreamer is guiding us.
The Dreamer would be proud.
Yeah. Thanks, Miss Moi. Thank you for looking out for me.
Of course. You know I care about you. Mr... I don't believe we've actually met, sir.
This is Mr. Dante.
Dante De La Haye.
Nor you.
Yeah.
Dulahai?
Delahai, D-E-L-A, whatever. It's Scottish.
Dulahai. Can you come around to the front so that way I don't? No offense. I just don't want any,
No,
somebody
it's
at my
fine.
back.
Are you Titus?
It's a pleasure. It's a
Yes.
pleasure to meet you, Mr. Dillahan.
You're looking good.
Yes.
Dillahan?
Thank you. I finally managed to make myself a body.
Dillahan.
Well, I'm glad.
I'm gonna be helping with.
I was actually looking for you
Dreamer
because
here.
I wanted to. And now that I have a body, I wanted to actually get some proper clothing.
Oh, sure,
Maybe
yeah.
starting with some pants.
Angel.
Yeah, here, come here 1 second. So what do you want? Tell me what's the look we're going for. What are we doing?
Well, I was thinking perhaps something similar to this. Perhaps some tan pants with a black leather belt.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Do
10
metal
pounds.
buckle, but it doesn't need to be iron.
Mm-hmm. Just pants? Do you want the top?
This is familiar. He
I would like to get a robe.
A robe, yeah. Do people really like robes? The last outfit I did for somebody also had shoes. Do you want shoes too, or no shoes?
He was also a
I'm actually quite enjoying going around barefoot at the moment.
Yeah, I like having my toes in the
But I
dirt. I
may-
feel more connected to the ground that way, you know.
You're not from the same.
I'm actually starting to agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've got a body now, I can feel things more properly,
Mm-hmm.
including like heat and such.
Yeah, it feels nice. I like it. Okay. Well, we do
Yes.
10
Some-
pants, black belt, a robe. Is there something, a color or a thing you want on the robe?
Perhaps a faded blue.
Okay.
Maybe some tan accents on it or something like that.
Familiar. I'll tell you that much right now.
Out of character, let me just show you the
At the
clothing.
same time,
Mhm.
there's a lot of places here
Just
share a lot of
look at that.
Okay.
I've been able to walk up to people
Oh, it's got a very similar thing to mine on the head.
all over the place in
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we get that's
Yes,
not too
and
bad at
perhaps
all.
a hood as well.
It's not very doesn't seem too overcomplicated or anything. I could probably do that very soon. We still have a lot of leftover bunny yak fur and some silks and stuff. I just got to also make Tulip some more, and a couple other people some more stuffs.
The term Bible means collection of books.
I see. Yeah, take your time with it.
Okay. Well, I could work on that tonight. There's gonna be lots of things I'm working on with like the church and stuff, so I'll do that while
Anything I
tailoring.
can do to help you to repay for the clothing.
You could help with church stuff. I'm gonna be really ramping up the religious organization and things. So part of that is I want to put out some shrines around the town. So I'm probably gonna need some help with that. So when it comes time, can I count on you to help with that?
Necromancers are our
Yes.
sworn enemy.
Okay.
And we protect.
Then that sounds good.
We are technically we count as clergy. We do
I'm glad you're doing well.
at the
That's
graveyard
it then.
sites. We
Yes,
Mhm.
thank you.
visit.
You're welcome. Sorry, we were talking about dreamer-related things, and then I guess I got asked questions about me killing people with children's card games, which is understandable.
As you would say, at the graveyard,
see.
and we ensure that their souls be
That was the game you were playing when I first arrived,
delivered
wasn't it?
to their respective
Yeah.
afterlives. And
It seems like things have only ramped up since then, but hopefully we're getting to the end of it, and I won't have to accidentally explode some people no more.
Delightful to hear. Used to kind of be my job, so it has. I was in charge, making sure.
It's what attracted Torres and I together. We met through our respective jobs.
It's I used to do a lot of those things on top of making sure that people actually died. You know, I've sort of dismissively been describing as a complex job, but I've been dumbing the job down in town to that guy has lived 1 year too long. Drop a flower pot on his head. You know, it's just making sure that the natural order of things.
Oh, so you see the lifespans of people and ensure their end. I see.
Yes, that was my job.
Do
You
some
didn't drop
people's
a
accident...
book of death anywhere, did you?
What was that?
Like a notebook of death? You didn't drop any of those, did you?
Your notebook.
Nope.
Like a
No.
sort of checklist?
Oh, no. I'm not one of those.
Have you ever seen somebody's like lifespan? Did it like ended too early? Like when they were supposed to die here, they died here instead? Is there anything you could do for that?
No, because that's usually from the intervention of rebels. Wasn't my
That's a
fault.
different department, Nirda. He's only from collections. He's not from intervention.
On collections and appraisals. I had glasses. Someone else has the glasses right now because they're fixing them. But the glasses were able to appraise a person's soul. Trying to get that fixed so I can start doing that again, mostly for sentimental reasons, but still.
Oh, that does sound helpful.
People die, they would come to me. I would appraise their soul, and it would be figured out what to do with them from there.
You, mister. I seem to remember you having an incorporeal body, see-through, with bones. I did not... Forgive me for not coming up to you, but you just gave me a vibe.
That's totally fine. I completely understand that you may have been scared of my form. That's...
No, not scared. As in, compelled to send you on your way.
Oh, I see.
It wasn't so much as dead and brought back as much as like just separated from the body, but I'm guessing that means it's sort of like it's back.
So you misplaced your original
new
body?
that I've made for myself.
How?
Through plant magic. This is all plant material.
See, that
I've
makes
been working
sense.
on it for a very long time. So at first I was just an incorporeal form with like a skeletal figure.
Still a disconnect there. You're not quite all the way alive, but you're also not quite all the way undead either. You're like an in-between. So I don't know how to rule you. Or, like, judge, or... It sounds so bad when I say that. I don't know where to put you in the categories. I don't know where to put a ruling on you. That's what I mean.
Well, I mean,
I'm
think
not
of it
ruling
this
over
way.
you. I'm just putting a...
Clearly, the dreamer did not take their soul, so obviously they were not dead.
I noticed. Yeah, I noticed. So they're not dead, but since they're just an incorporeal soul wrapped around in an artificial body.
Innocent.
They're a construct.
Okay.
Basically, they're
heard
plant
this.
forged. Yeah. That's it.
That's
You're
a good way-
plant forged.
That's a good way to describe it, actually, yes.
All right.
Do you go
so...
fruit?
Oh my goodness!
I do
Hey, Wayne.
not believe
Don't
I
sneak
do.
up on me!
What? You could have
Sneak up
heard
on me!
folks.
Don't do that!
Okay. Yes, I am Titus.
Pleasure to meet you. Officially
With
Titus.
pants.
Lori Moskowitz.
Titus Atticus.
Grave Cleric. I'm assuming you've already met Mori?
I believe I have on my first date, yes.
Mori
And you tell
just
the
has
family
frequent
resemblance?
outages of wakefulness.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah, he's he's our little narcoleptic, but it's okay. We still love him.
He slept once in a very dangerous area that we had to pick him up and bring him with us because we thought the Thin Man was gonna kill him.
Why are you scoping
The Thin
out?
Man?
If you're gonna talk to us, talk to us.
The Thin Man. That you wouldn't know what it is.
That's pretty.
It's
Thank you.
it lives in
What
the
beautiful
forest. Don't
craftsmanship.
go out in the forest at night. Like a weird thin creature that we call the Thin Man that walks in
Forget when I got this.
forest
There's
at
an
night.
offering.
Yeah, the Mr. Gracious
Risa
Thin
says
Man.
it's not real, but don't believe him. See? See,
Mr.
even
Gracious
Narca
is not a
knows. I
thin
wasn't
man.
crazy.
That is a.
No, it was
That
the
is
No, you don't.
an
You don't
insult
remember.
to his girth.
the Doppelganger was out there.
Doppelganger?
Mm-hmm.
That one.
We have
It was a
doppelganger? Oh, yeah,
it was a
we do have
Mr. Gracious
doppelgangers out there.
Doppelganger.
We have a Mr. Grease's
Yeah,
ganger out
and
there.
it was
I see. All right.
and it was thin,
And he
and
was
it's
thick-
like, and,
Oh, that is horrifying. Okay, I see now.
and he
Do
like,
not fall asleep
and he crawled
near
on
the
all
thin
fours.
Greases.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Why does that give me PTSD of the corrupted Glizzy?
The what?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The what?
In the original town, we had an incident with a giant undead, and our resident
There's a whole virus.
summer court representative Faye
whole
named
plague.
Jenica was with us, and
Mhm.
she helped us fight off this giant undead creature with her lunch. She threw a hot dog at it, a glizzy.
Mm-hmm.
After
Yeah,
the
that
fight,
sounds like her.
we had dispersed. Yeah, we dispersed the undead and we cleansed the area. Unfortunately, we couldn't find the glizzy. The next few days, we discovered where the glizzy was. It became corrupted due to the negative energy, and it became a runner, and it had developed because it was, meat, technically. It counted as undead, and it became corrupted, and it grew legs, and crawled around on all fours, and it grew a mouth, and it started hissing and growling at people, and we just basically went around the town chasing a giant corrupted glizzy. And it was horrifying.
I'm pretty sure
You're fine.
got whacked by
The
it.
Fae almost took you, but you're okay.
Some of us still have PTSD from that episode. I think Gunther got trapped inside of a giant test tube and burnt alive with it when they were trying to get rid of it, but because the town prevents people from dying, that was their excuse to burn him alive, and I had to heal them up, and it was horrible. Yes, it was a very horrible, traumatizing time.
That sounds about right.
But yeah,
But yeah,
the
it was
dreamer.
the corrupted glizzy incident was one for the ages.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but the way we were. Hello.
Aren't you adorable?
But burnt alive?
Long story.
You've probably noticed that you can't exactly die in town, which is a good thing, but also absolutely horrific if you get really hurt. We had one person get cut in half, and he was alive and suffering throughout the whole thing until we could piece him together and heal him back together.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good, does it?
Yeah, it was because he was cut in half outside of town, but he was brought back into town in separate pieces before he was able to die, and so his front body was brought in first, and his bottom half was brought in 5 minutes later, and he was still in agonizing pain, and I was really, really felt sorry for him.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
that's not good.
So, when people try to kill me, I could have been like that? Not
No.
dying?
Not in the town. They can't really hurt you in the
As
town.
long as you tried to kill me in town as soon as I walk out cave.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that happened.
People. for
extremely
people
sorry.
here.
Do you have a sundial? That would mean that you're a resident. If you came out of the cave, that means you were chosen to be a resident.
Dragon.
Yeah, people are on high
Oh,
alert from the dragon stuff. Yeah,
Dragon racism.
yeah. There's a lot of that
we
right
have a
now.
history of that. We're so sorry.
I am so sorry that you had to go through that.
Yeah, but are they okay now? Did they apologize to you?
One did.
Only one?
Who
How
are these
many?
people? I'll make sure that they'll come back and apologize.
Priestess already gave talking to. Honestly, want to avoid them. They seem psychotic.
That makes a lot of sense. Which priestess, by the way? So just so we know, is it the one who dresses in white or the one who dresses in black?
White.
White. Okay, I see.
Wasn't this guy? Was
that
it?
is- I keep forgetting their name.
I found out.
Charlotte.
I found out.
They start with a C.
Oh, Golden wants to talk. Mushroom Cobalt, thank you. Not now, though.
What?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to turn my backs to you.
Golden wants to talk to Mushroom Cobalt deity. Think it's you. Not now, though. Later, may come talk to you.
Gold.
Oh, are you Goldie?
Mr. Gold?
Hmm.
Oh, you're Goldie, not Mr. Gold. Okay.
We found out.
Gold.
We found out that's a corrupted glizzy.
Oh, okay, you are
changed into
talking.
a thin
What
version
is
of
your name?
Priestess.
Hello, I'm Nerta, Kobold Cleric of the Dreamer.
No, that is not
Not gonna remember that.
Yeah,
No,
that's exactly what
decided
happened.
I hate
Not
that.
given name. Can call me Daisy or Scarlet or whatever. Not
Okay.
very much.
I like Daisy. I'm Nerta.
Nerta, hello.
Hello.
It's happening.
Okay, so Gold wants to talk to me.
Not
Alright.
involved. Not involved with dragon situation happening. It just happened to be one.
Village
Yeah, that's fine. I think with the Dreamer, whenever we were going through lots of dragon stuff, was bringing people that were dragon-like to help with it.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was doing, so you're probably just another one of them.
This is
Yeah, the Dreamer is the being that protects the town, like the reason you have the sundial, all of that.
Don't want to be here.
I know.
Ask Dreamer for me, leave.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. Like most of us, I mean, a lot of us want to
Me
go
want
home.
to leave.
Yeah, but I don't know if he knows how.
To leave, dear, but
I know not everybody.
it's more like a one-way road where you can
Not consent to this.
but you cannot leave the town. You
Not consent to
leave
this.
the bubble.
Well, that's why we need to help the
Nobody here
Dreamer.
consented to it. Nobody consented to this, dear.
I would love to depart just as much as you would. I'm not the biggest fan of this place. No offense or anything. But
No, none taken.
unfortunately,
I feel the same way.
we are, yes, we're all stuck here, and things would be much worse without the guidance and the protection of the Dreamer.
Never heard of that person?
Nah, neither did I before we came here.
They are a pseudo deity because unfortunately true deities are not allowed into this bubble, this time-space bubble, but they are a pseudo deity that protects the town. The Dreamer.
Did Dreamer explain why we're here? At least?
Kind of. They think of it as the town's conscious. Conscious, as in like what tells people right from wrong. The town's conscious, bringing people in from the outside to help it.
Hmm?
So
I
the
need
town
help
is in
my own
trouble.
family.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but
I know.
also
I was snatched from my place too. So
the Dreamer has been
Understand. Okay.
surviving here in a long time, trying to help people get along, and every now and again new people shows up, and they
I understand.
everybody's
We'll try to help Dreamer. Would like to have a thumbs up first before cave, though.
Right,
I
because
guess.
I know, where I came from, I felt like I was very important with helping my tribe survive, and now I don't know if they're actually doing well. But what I have come to find is that the Dreamer is very good at finding people that are nice at helping the town. So I'm sure there is something that you are really good at. And then once we have all figured out how to help it get us back home, then we can go there.
It would seem that way.
May I?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh wow, it's
I
actually
guess.
very lifelike.
We
It's very
rely
fleshy.
on your faith and the faith of the people
as
of
you-
the town that the
as
Dreamer
you
can guide
touch
us
it,
and
it
protect
feels
us
almost exactly
until
like
the day comes where
regular
it's strong
fur
enough to bring
and
us home.
skin.
I'm guessing
guess.
the fur is more like grass, but
Okay,
very fine
we'll
grass, and
try.
the skin is more like plant flesh.
Well,
we do.
So
I mentioned like the
church
you know how,
services
like,
in the
peaches and
mornings.
some
It would be very,
Oh,
very
peaches
nice
are
of
fur,
you
yeah.
to come and
That's
help
what her face feels like.
by
What church?
So yeah, but
It's the
it
building
takes
with the
longer
big bell
though,
on
so
the
it
top of
has
it
the
over there.
What
has
that?
has a bell with a cute.
Is it warm,
Oh,
or is it
it's
like
a place of worship.
like cool or clammy?
It's where we will we
not
go
clammy,
to
but
give
it is
our
about
appreciation
same temperature
to
as
the
the air.
Dreamer for
Yeah, so it's room
the
temperature.
protection
Like
and
It's not
guiding us
warm,
to prosperity.
so it's not.
It can be
Yeah.
offering, but your
I'm
faith is
guessing.
enough.
I'm just trying to.
Yeah,
figure
mostly
out in
he
case you
just
get
wants
hurt,
positive
how can I
feelings,
heal
so
you?
like
I'm one of the
friendship
healers,
and
by the
good
way, so-
feelings. That's
Hello.
like the offerings we're looking
So,
for,
if you're
really.
plantkin
Yeah, just
or
all
plant
you need to
forge,
do
would you
is
plantkin or plant forge at this
I'd be
point?
kinda, I guess,
plant
yeah.
forge
Sure.
because you constructed yourself. You weren't born a plant,
all you need to do
so you
is
just plant forge. All right,
believe
but still.
and practice. And
Well, because you
we
constructed your
will-
own body,
the
I'm
town
assuming
will
that
be
you're
guided
that
to
you
prosperity, and
subscribe
we
to the same
will be
anatomy
guided
structure. You know,
to
heart, lungs, liver,
freedom.
stomach, muscle structures.
Okay, we'll
Not
try.
entirely.
Thank you.
I do have a similar structure though.
That is all we ask.
I
I'm
do
gonna
have a
have to
stomach.
figure that
I do
out.
have lungs.
If I do.
Oh.
If you ever get hurt, I
Gonna
need to
tell
know the
goat
layout of your
person
innards so I
you
can put you
here,
back together in case
so they
fall
can
out.
talk like they want
I
to.
can describe them because
Okay.
I do have lungs.
Thank you.
I do have a stomach.
I hope to see you again soon. No, her name's Daisy.
Again, oh, Daisy. Then who?
She was talking about Mr. Gold.
Then
We
what
had
was
it
she
right the
saying that
first
she-
time.
Oh, Mr. Gould. Okay. All right. So we did have it right. Okay.
Yeah. But
I'm
she says
sorry,
she wants to
you
be
were
called
saying?
Daisy.
Like, that was
Okay,
all
now I
wrong.
see how you're doing that. I'll practice on that. I see how you're doing that.
Moi.
Stop.
Lungs.
Stop. I knew it. I knew you were gonna come up and then.
I'm speaking with someone. What is it?
This is a part to why I want to participate in.
Okay, hold on. I'll wait for you to get done
tomorrow. Because
you might freak out, but you know.
I know
want
because
to give a
I
temp-
know
I
whenever you
guess,
show up, it's always
again,
nonsense
I've
and
been
trouble for me.
inspiring faith for
Seriously.
What?
millennia.
Like his mother.
Did you get that count of the trees?
I'm
Do you know
a
how
son
many
of a
trees are
very
there?
old god.
I'm sorry for my troublemaking child.
You're
I know how to whip people up.
Sounds like a no. You don't.
Yeah,
get it.
I've
especially in a church.
spent my whole life learning how to like farm mushrooms, and then I came here, and I kind of learned how to do tailoring on top of that, and that took a while. And now I'm like learning how to run a church and stuff, and so I'm sure it's gonna take a little bit of time to learn that too. But I would be very happy if you were to teach me that.
It only goes to the stomach.
Yes,
Then the
it would be
nutrients kinda
ideal.
just, like,
Again, I'm
disperse throughout the
not in a ideal position to be a preacher. I think
Anyways,
the role of prophet is best reserved for you.
It is more like
All you
the
need
flesh
to
of a
do
citrus
is
fruit. You think, like,
learn how to
maybe an
interpret
orange
and
or a
how to
grapefruit.
say, and then you'll have all the tools you need.
Thank you, Mr. Dante. I appreciate you.
If he finds out that you even might remotely even resemble
If
a
there's any
citrus
other
fruit,
questions, or
you may get chomped on
we
while
don't
you
know, any other discussions you'd want to have regarding how
So, fair warning.
we ought to
No,
figure out how to best convey it to people, go right ahead. One thing I will say is, you saw me chime in during the discussion about the fashion gang stuff. Ascribing good things happening and victories and triumphs to the dreamer, even if that might not necessarily be true, is a good course of action. We want people to believe that.
Yes, he's a pain in my ass.
Okay.
What?
I'll try to keep that in mind, Mr. Dante. I'll keep working on that and get better at it.
Yeah.
Don't freak out.
Alright. I'm gonna talk to Mr. Gold. And, yeah, just go stretch your legs and stuff. I know that you've got your wings cramped on that for a while.
That's highly impressive.
Well, it's not really the wings, it's the body. I'm misshapen, I'm deformed and null. So it's rough. Every day.
Alright. Hopefully you have some sweet dreams provided by the dreamer.
Literally a dead spirit who reconstructed your body.
He was gonna punch me in the face.
Didn't he want to talk to me?
Duty to put you out of your misery.
I don't know. I tried to talk to him and he tried to punch me.
Mr. Gold! Mr. Gold! Mr. Gold!
I was just saying how she wasn't gonna poke your project at all unless she really needed to.
Access the memories of other people.
Mr. Gold!
Using your magic as well as implant
Yes.
Miss, Daisy said that you wanted to talk to me about something.
Yes, but in a moment, if it's okay.
Oh, sure. Okay. That's fine.
Thank you. Have anyone seen George?
Hello, Nota. Have you...
Not since this morning.
Have you seen Ivy anywhere?
Not since this morning. I've been having a really long conversation with Mr. Dante about how to run a religion.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Any progress on that? Any insight?
Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff about how I need to speech about not just protections, I need to talk about prosperity, maybe come up with an adversary, also attribute all positive things to deity, all negative things to the adversary, and sort of try to constantly remind people that their own gods aren't really doing jack for us right now, but the dreamer is, so there's that.
Thank you for your community service.
Oh. Okay, that sounds very insightful. Sounds very manipulative, but I mean, if it works, I mean, it would make the most sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, so we're just going to be working on that.
Right.
I think...
by the way, complete shot in the dark. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Did you have something else you want to say?
No, go ahead, Mr. Fizwick.
Oh, tell me. You haven't heard of anybody called the Pied Piper, have you?
No. I don't think we've had pies for a while, so are they related to that?
I don't think so. Ted's gonna go talk to me in maybe like 10-ish minutes in the Mage Dome. I went on a science adventure with Mogi after another science adventure that the ASMR held yesterday. I think I was trying to solve the rat problem and I might have made things worse. It's tricky. It's hard to explain. It's a lot to explain. So I don't want to kind of don't want to worry people, you know? But,
okay.
Because I'm handling it. But so maybe in like 10-ish minutes I'll give you the rundown and then maybe I'll just let Ted do if you're not busy, of course. I don't know if you're busy or
maybe I don't know. Mr. Gold said he wanted to talk to me in a minute too, so I'm not sure. But I'll go there if I can, okay?
Okay, that sounds good. I don't want to interrupt anything. If not, I'll just inform you. I'll try to condense it as much later. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if any of the rats steal anything, or if you see any little, let's say jellyfish-looking like creatures steal anything, just come over to me. They're probably going to bring it to me, and I'm going to be like, well, why'd you bring this? And then I'll just get it back to you. So just...
Okay. Should I tell other people that too, if they ask me about missing things?
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Ask to go. Ask to come to Fizwick over there.
Okay.
So like
Morning, Fee. Or I guess it's afternoons now.
Hi.
You think?
You want a hug?
Wait, do you think like the one got bigger and then had kids, possibly?
You doing okay?
Possible.
Yeah.
Circle of life.
Great. I'm glad. The dreamer watching over you. Did
There
you leave the
could be
town today
small
for any reason?
drinklings in the forest.
Yeah, I did a lot
Or
of
a whole
traveling. I had to do some stuff for the guild, and then I did a bunch of flying around looking for people. It was a lot of stuff.
Well, I'm glad you're okay then.
And she's the only
Yeah.
one that can fly because she didn't get wet from,
Oh,
hydro water.
and Mr. Lawrence.
I mean, I can't swim if that's what you're talking about.
Do I need to get like a permit or something to put shrines up
yourself
around
off
the town
really
for
good.
the dreamer?
I mean,
Wayne, what did you want with Moy?
Probably.
Nothing. No, I was telling her
Probably.
about the.
Is there like a paperwork or some things I got to do for
situation
that?
May arise at
I
some
can certainly
point.
look to see if
I
there is.
pray that it doesn't, but
What situation?
Oh, okay. Well, what I was
You know.
thinking, I don't want to say it's the final, so like my proposal, my proposal is that I'm gonna make little things maybe about this
I'm
tall,
sorry.
in the
A
shape
cursed
kind of like
Blizzy
this, you know, this.
Pretending to be a
This?
thin creature. Yeah, thin creature.
Kind of like that, and then I'm gonna put them around the town. So if there's like a paperwork I got to do for my religious organization, then I'm that we get it right, okay?
Do
You're
they?
losing your mind just
Do
because
they
you
serve a
forgot
purpose?
to count the trees.
To remind people about the glory and the guidance of the
know
dreamer.
how bad that you wanted to see my hot female.
So it's a
body,
decoration then?
Yes.
Look, you failed that. I gave you a
I don't
clear,
believe there is any paperwork
very
on
clear
decorations. Feel free.
assignment. You count the trees,
Yes.
you get the number,
Okay.
I turn into a hot elf for you. And
There was a
this was the
drink
one
lady
time I was
that
willing to do it
Did
for
Tulip
you.
just take a knife somewhere?
He got to
And you failed.
27 and then got distracted.
Possibly.
Oh, it's a spoon. Okay, that's
yeah,
fine.
that sounds about alright.
There's
I
a
think.
small drakeling. That might also be a weird issue
Okay.
too.
Well, in that
There
case,
might be a
then,
family
if
of
you do run
drakelings
into
out
any
in the
problems with
forest.
that after I put them up, just let me
so
know.
that
I'll
sounds
take care of
like
it.
an initial
But I may
problem.
have some of
Yes.
my clergy be the ones that are erecting them, so
We
you know,
saw one,
please don't
but
harass
there could
them
be a
if they are
family of
if
them.
you realize that. Okay, just tell me. Okay.
So they could be normal. They could
Sure.
not be part
Thank
of
you.
the
Also, are you having a good
problem
day?
we're dealing
It
You
could
seem to be
fine.
more beaming and sparkly than normal.
Every time we say that, something bad happens.
It's a normal day to me.
Well, you look magnificent.
glowing even.
He also
You got that
sparkles a lot
sparkle.
too,
Am
which
I
I
a
keep
pregnant
thinking it
woman?
might get in your eye.
I mean,
What?
he always
Isn't that the
sparkles.
compliment you give pregnant women? Glowing?
Do you like being told that?
I didn't hold your hand.
Not
He's not
particularly.
pregnant. Wait, how
Oh,
can he get
well,
pregnant?
you're like super not pregnant then. Is that better?
He's not pregnant.
Yeah, that's what I
You
said.
look
He's very
less
not
tired
pregnant.
than you were yesterday.
Did you actually
Do you have
sleep for an
anything-
hour?
Do you guys need anything?
No, that was everything. I just wanted to make sure you're doing good and stuff. You know, dreamer provide and all that. Mm-hmm.
So about my glizzy situation, we might be in danger.
No, you're not in danger. Now, can you repeat what you said about the Draklings to Nerta?
Oh yeah, Nerta, there might be a family of drakelings out in the forest.
Aw. When did they hatch?
We don't know. We found one roaming the forest. You remember the small one we used to have in the older town? Remember I used to take things and put it in a nest? Like it would take random things like cups and spoons and stuff like that.
No.
No, I remember. Oh, okay.
How long?
Well, there's one we used to have in the town, we possibly think it got bigger and then had kids. So now it's, now the kids are roaming the forest.
That's nice. Where did you find them?
Yeah. I found one counting the trees in the forest somewhere. You probably have to go
Okay.
see if they're still out there.
They're
But
in the forest. They're not hurting anyone.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they don't hurt anybody. I do hope, the bigger one probably now knows who we are. So we don't,
Might have to worry more about the mama, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if that one is the mama, then it's hopefully not a problem because they might remember you and be nice about it. If they're not the mom, then we might have a problem.
Maybe, but you know,
they might start burning things.
as long as, we keep a positive attitude and we're friendly and nice to them, I'm sure the dreamer will make sure that everything's okay and we will have new friends.
I hope so. Or they try to bite us.
As long as we don't go into
hurt.
their territory, we should be fine. Because I know that some of them can get very territorial.
Well, maybe if we take some meat with you, if you bump into them, you can give them some meats or something.
No, my work.
We don't, do we?
I'm sure we have.
We gotta
we've
actually
got
get more
plenty of-
meat.
Well, we had like boar stuff for a while.
We can get. Yeah, we got plenty. We can get some fish as well now that there's a lake.
You'll have to excuse me because I do believe I have a scheduled meeting with somebody, so I need to go attend that. But thank you very much. And if you see the Drake again, I would love to meet them.
Oh, hopefully the Lizzie doesn't get to them first.
Yeah, hopefully.
Good to see you again. Has Cameron treating you well? Everything been going all right? Is there beginning to acclimate?
That might be our best bet.
Yeah, beginning to acclimate. I'll be helping out.
Oh man, I wish I could just call him on the phone like where I come from.
Oops. There's a better way to get over here than that. I forgot how many doors there was. Hello? Anybody here?
Nerta. Hey, Nerta.
Yeah. Magedom?
Oh, sorry if you're in the middle. Yeah, I mean, Fizzy's not in there yet, but yeah, he said to find you and, something about talking about something.
Yeah. By the way, have you met Mr. Dante, the angel guy that came to town?
I have, actually.
Well, we just spent a lot of time. I asked him about religion stuff, and he basically is going to be teaching me how to run a religion now, because, that's a new thing for me. So he's going to give me he's basically going to train me in being a religion.
Yeah, he claims to be an angel, and where I come from, those are very religious figures.
Mm-hmm. Well, he seems to be on board with the fact that the Dreamer is like the deity that's protecting us and stuff, and that he doesn't know even if his god is still alive. He seems to think that his is dead. So he's on board with helping with the Dreamer stuff and being a voice for it. And he gave me some good things. Like, first of all, I've been talking about the Dreamer just protecting folks and things because that's what it's been doing. But he's like, you know, you should tell, like, the Dreamer's going to make us prosper and, like, we're going to have more stuff and we're going to live more comfortably if we believe in the Dreamer, which is true because, you know, he can do things if we believe in them. So I should definitely be doing more of that kind of stuff. We also talked that maybe I should come up with an adversary because people really latch onto the idea of something protecting you if there's an adversary. And we already have Mr. Shen, so that's like a good start, but maybe something else. And then also attributing all the good things that happen to town to being because of the Dreamer so that people are like, oh yeah, the Dreamer's doing good stuff for us. Which I think all makes sense to me.
Yep.
So I think that'll work, yeah. And that's like just the first lesson. So I'm going to do like my preaching tomorrow and I'm going to be about to like prosperities and stuff and start from there and telling people that they need to respect the fact that the Dreamer's been doing good stuff for us so that he can continue to do good stuff for us. But not just in the guarding ways, but in like the making bounties and, you know, whenever people go out and they get ores and things from the mines, that's like the guidance of the Dreamer leading them there and stuff. It's not just like, you know, he's passive. He's like actively doing things.
You'll have to excuse me if, I don't attend every service.
Mm-hmm. I get that. Everyone's got things to do. Also, it looks like Fizzlewick is going into the Mage Dome now.
Alright, I'm just gonna go see if I can find John and I'll be right over.
Sure. I'll wait for you there. Okay, I'm here. Ted's just grabbing John and then we'll be ready.
Okay, yeah, no worries. I didn't want to intrude. I saw the two of you talking.
Mm-hmm. No, I was just excited to tell him about all the things I'm learning with the Dreamer and the church and stuff Mr. Dante's helping me with.
Excellent. And I heard there were some other things you wanted to speak on anyways, and it's been a
Welcome
while
to
since
the
we had
dungeon, my new
a
little
board
changeling.
meeting, as it were.
Yeah. Well, the board kind of got expanded rapidly after that one day where everybody showed up, so, you know, I think it's going to be hard to get all the pieces together, but as long as we all know who they are, we can at least...
We get a few.
We can at least share around. But I think he's going to help.
Sure. Yeah.
And also, I talked to Lawrence. He said I don't need, like, a permit or paperwork or anything, so I'm going to start putting shrines up around the town to the Dreamer.
Oh, okay. I suppose that could work. A way to kind of make it in people's minds at all times.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because I already had that idea, and Mr. Dante's already, like, very clearly making it that there's very many opportunities when I'm talking to people that I should be, like, you know, attributing things to the Dreamer that I haven't been, and making, like, people think about it more often, which will make it, like, more truths. So I think the shrines will help because then, you know, everywhere you go into town, I can have, like, little things that remind people of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then that way it's always on their mind. Maybe they'll start being a little nicer, you know, to each other. At least, maybe even subconsciously, perhaps. You know, it's kind of implanted in the back of the brain a little bit. They kind of just see it at the corner of their eye. They don't notice it, but their brain does, you know? Little things like that. Like,
aren't you your brain?
You know, how, yeah. But, how do I explain this? So, you know how, like, sometimes when someone's talking and you can tell they're lying because they're, like, itching the back of their head or something, or they're just kind of fidgety?
Oh, I do that a lot anyway,
too,
though.
But it's not... Yeah, but you notice how people sometimes when they're lying and they're bad liars or, you know, they act differently, right?
Okay, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, that's because, well, your brain in the front is you, the brain in the back is you as well, but that part of your brain, you're not always 100% thinking about what you're doing. So there are ways you can kind of pick up on things that would normally, wouldn't pick up on if you were even focusing on it. Your brain's doing a lot while you're just kind of going about your day.
Is it just those two?
I mean, it's way more complicated.
Is it front brain and back brain? Is there more brain?
That's the really basic gist of it, but oh, hello. But there's more to it than that, obviously.
Hello, little yellow guy.
Right.
Oh, that's the cheese.
The cheese?
Hello, the cheese.
Yeah. Not cheese, the cheese. You gotta say the cheese.
I did say the cheese.
Okay, the cheese. Yeah.
You did, I'm just making sure, because there's folks out there not using the. The is part of the name.
Oh, okay. Is it Mr. or Mrs. the cheese?
Ivy's... I didn't get that. Some folks have been using, masculine, Do you have a preference there, buddy? Is it Mr. the cheese?
Yeah.
Mrs.
Mr. the cheese, Mrs. the cheese. Can you give me a 5? This one, Mr. the cheese?
Mr.
Okay,
the cheese.
Mr. the cheese.
Mr. the cheese.
Mr. the cheese. There's music to that. Mr. the cheese, I like that.
Okay, so Ivy is talking to Kathy about Rose, which is actually really important. John is in the middle of an investigation? I don't know. I was told to leave immediately, so I did.
Okay, that's fine. I guess I can just explain what I've learned a bit to the both of you, and then I trust you two, to the very least, to take information in. Now,
pardon me, nerd. I gotta sit down.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
It's
no,
okay.
Trust me, I understand. I've been walking around all day. I've been in the water. It's been a day.
So what is this about?
Well, I'm sure you're familiar with our rat problem. I'm very familiar with it myself, but I'm sure you've seen the rats around town, how they kind of disappear into the water and steal things, more or less.
Well, there's the one rat that comes to church and he always just sits on a pillow and listens.
Yeah, there's them too. But more or less, So, I'm sure you might have figured out they're not quite normal rats. Has that become evident at this point, would you say?
The one stealing stuff? Yeah, I kind of guessed that.
Yeah. So I've been making it my mission to make sure that potentially these problem could be dealt with. Whenever I see a problem, I'm very motivated by trying to solve it. So it kind of just stayed in my brain until I could solve it. That kind of led me to prior notes about a prior weather mage who may or may not have met his end at a tower. He stole an artifact from some fish-like creatures after murdering one of them. And then afterwards, he...
Is it the Habumba Bunga Bumba guys?
If I had to guess, but still inconclusive.
Okay.
I would assume he murdered one of them for an artifact they would not trade for him for, so he took that, and then he was driven mad by sounds and creatures by the sea. And then eventually his tower was sent crumbling into the sea as well. Dark stuff, but he learned how to do weather magic, so I read a bunch of his notes. Unfortunately, they kind of became mad scribblings at the end. It was a whole thing. Anyway, I thought, well, maybe these rats are associated with that. So I went over to some areas in the old town with the sea, where they seem to coalesce, where I could hear music. And hey, wouldn't you know it, when we open up this area in the summer court, there's a small body of water. And wouldn't you know it, as I go over there, I'm hearing that same ringing from the bell that I kind of picked up that may or may not... No, not anymore. It's definitely cursed. And, well, I found a gateway made of stone. And the fish began to form... We'll call them runes. No one else with me from the ASMR could understand it, but I could. They said they required a red sacrifice. So I gave some more of my blood, and they said they wanted more. So then I was there with Laz and what's that other one? The lady in the red. She's another alchemist. Goodness, I forgot her name.
Iona?
Either way, they both gave some of their blood. No. In the red, not the pink. She's another alchemist. But yeah, we both gave our blood, and hey, wouldn't you know it? Now they can understand the runes too.
Well, that sounds useful.
And
Do they also hear the ringing?
Yeah.
Is it
After
making
that,
you angry?
No. So, it's gone now. Although it was maddening. The thing started leaking water at some point, causing some horrible damage up here. You can see there's water damage up here if you look. Nerta, you will not see any water damage.
I guess so, if you say so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really...
Yeah.
It doesn't smell like, it'd be a good place for growing fungus yet. It's not that moist.
Really? I could smell the mildew still in the air. Very strange.
There's definitely an odor of mildew.
Right.
No?
Yeah.
But if you say so, sure. Okay.
Right. So, yeah. I thought maybe this would solve the rat problem. They said they needed a way open, they need to be let in. And I thought maybe that's what they were trying to do, they're trying to get in. I think I might have let something out. Because after going through the process, giving the blood, and opening up the stone gates within the water, the salt water became seawater. I started hearing more music, although this one much more melodious, and the small pond itself seemed to go down infinitely. It sounded
what?
very peaceful.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Out.
Like, there's no more pond there?
It's still there, and I suspect this was some sort of magical trick. But it seemed to go on forever down, like the bottom was just infinite.
Oh.
But it is seawater now.
Wait, which pond are we talking about?
In the summer court?
In the summer court.
Oh, okay.
You know that Jojo's been sleeping there lately, right?
Yeah, I actually let her know once the salt water went off. I kind of warned her about some things. She says she can see the bottom of it just fine, so I suspect that is a fey trick going on.
Probably.
Towards the bottom.
But
Which,
just the same,
by the way,
is... I'm sorry, go on.
Oh, well, this is going to lead to another tangent, so you feel free.
I'm just saying, Jojo's got to be the fastest swimmer. I mean, she's literally a shark, so,
I would hope so.
Whatever's chasing... If you could get out, I'm sure she could fucking, swim circles around it.
That was another thing. After I completed the ritual, they called me a sycophant, which is like a fancy word for like a servant. And they said I could suddenly swim great, better than I ever had in my life.
Huh.
And the fish helped me out. Yeah. So I thought, okay, maybe I'm a warlock now, but that's not the case. Apparently, I'm. Well, that's someone who makes a pact with a dark creature, often dark, powerful forces, in exchange for power. But no, that didn't quite happen. I think instead they're kind of using me in a different way. But the creature started giving me things afterwards, and the rats disappeared, and instead little small jellyfish started showing up and just stealing things from town and handing it to me. So hey Ted, if you see anything stolen by a rat or like a little small jellyfish, if one of your things gets stolen, just come to me, because they keep bringing them to me, and I have to keep returning them to people. It's very awkward.
So let me just get this right. You were following the rats. You went to the summer area. There's water and there's a ringing, and they were making runes, but only you could understand the runes. And then you gave them the red sacrifice, which was your blood. And then the red alchemist lady also gave their blood, and then they could see the runes and hear the ringing. And then the sound was coming from the very bottom of the ocean, or the pond, and it was really, really deep. But Miss Jojo says that she's been there, but she's not seen it be that deep before.
Yes. Oh goodness. Hello. How you doing?
Shiz, Zephyr. Don't gotta be afraid of him.
I know, it just surprised me.
Yeah, it's
Yes?
very startling.
Yes. What?
I mean, he's a
There are
majestic
apparently
creature, don't get me wrong.
The paper says there are apparently baby dragons out in the forest.
Oh.
Yeah, drakelings. I was told by
Okay.
Wayne.
That's good news. Okay, that's good news, maybe, or not? I don't know. if
Are
it's
you
good news or not.
familiar with them? Do you know
What
them?
kind of dragons?
It says they may be related to the artifact and the fountain, and the baby dragons we heard of being underground.
The artifact in the fountain?
You didn't hear about that?
He shows a picture of the fountain on the surface, but there's a line where the surface is, and then under that is like the underside of an iceberg.
Wait, the Chuck fountain or the one
Basically-
next to Grace's cart?
The one in the middle by Grecia's cut.
Oh, the
It's
artifact?
basically that thing is basically the tip of a metaphorical iceberg. Actually, I mean, do you even know what icebergs are?
I'm guessing it's something related to frozen water? Because ice?
Yeah. Well, the thing is because in super cold places of the planet, there's icebergs where on the surface it just looks like a little big chunk of ice, but then underwater it's fucking gigantic because most of an iceberg is underneath.
Okay.
So, apparently the fountain out front, what we're seeing is the tip of a very large artifact, and that giant artifact is apparently what gives us our, pseudo immortality around here.
The dreamer?
Pseudo? You mean pseudo?
Pseudo, whatever the fuck.
So, yeah, okay.
Tomato, tomato.
Miss Rose told me that Miss Sylvie would commune with the dreamer by doing like a secret passage that goes under the fountain, so I think that is the same thing.
Interesting.
It just says either the dreamer lives in there or it is the artifact.
Interesting. Alright.
Apparently down there were some dragon eggs in the old town.
Yeah, that's what I had heard. I think, what's her name? The Rose? Ninja,
Yeah,
something like
Rose,
that, right?
the purple sweater, the puppy.
Yeah. Yeah, the one who stabbed me yesterday, or the day before, I don't remember. I got better, it was in town, I'm fine.
Speaking of which, if it's ever possible, please do not allow her to spend the night in the town. Miss Rose.
She's been spending the night in town.
No.
She's been spending the night up here, actually.
Okay, that actually works, that's fine. As long as it's not in the town.
I mean, you know this dome is on, like, right up top of the cave entrance to town, right?
Yeah, but it's at least separated enough that that one spirit was trapped here, and it didn't get sucked into the red flower until...
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Okay.
I'm just worried that one, if she does die in the town at night, then her soul might get slurped up, and I don't want that to happen. And two, from what I understand Mr. Ted told me and Miss Ivy told me, she has like a lot of very sorrow feelings when that happens, and I'm worried about that kind of just getting dumped on the dreamer if that were to happen.
I see.
Well, Nurta, have I got news for you. Apparently, Ivy used her Fey vampire magic to fix Rose in such a way that she no longer dies every night.
Okay, well that's fantastic. It's great.
And she retains her memories from day to day.
Also great. Does that mean she still has the memory that made her have all the sorrow?
Supposedly, but apparently Ivy also used some sort of whatever to bypass her memories so that it's in there, but she doesn't remember it.
Well, I don't know how healthy that is, but it's got to be more healthy than, exploding in grief every night.
So you'll have to excuse
She
my
was doing exploding?
disintegrating and basically turning into pure grief, apparently. But you'll have to excuse my lack of enthusiasm because, frankly, this all sounds to me like Ivy has basically just made a zombie of some kind. But she insists it's going to be fine, so whatever. But I guess it's good that Rose actually retains some memories.
It isn't suffering, yes.
I have similar concerns, but at the very least it sounds like some sort of improvement over what was happening before. So I can at least have comfort in that. I do want to go talk to her then. I was considering spending the night with her up here to see how that whole thing transpires, but maybe that's not so much a problem, Nimworse. I'll just talk to her when I can.
I mean, you could spend the night here. You just gotta have to worry about, hearing two vampires make out.
Make what?
I haven't heard anything, but they are up there. So who knows? But neither here nor there. Back to my original point of what I was mentioning is that was all prelude to bring up the point of today, which is actually the important information. But I needed the background so that you understood. I think I may not have let in something a way for these things to come in. I think I may have accidentally let another court inside of the summer court.
You fool.
Wait, like which court? There's the spring, summer,
David,
winter,
I don't know.
autumn? And the Unseelies?
Apparently none of those. Maybe, but all I know is they didn't tell me what they were. But as I was leaving, because the fish could at that point start speaking to me, and I started asking information. They brought up, I said, well, what are you exactly? They called themselves the Choir. They mentioned that they are fine engaging in trade and sacrifice to gain favor. They are apparently they I don't know. They seem generally not like benign, but like just kind of neutral. But I don't know. It's hard to get a beat on them. Ambivalent. That's the word I'm looking for. Yes. But. And this is and they mentioned someone called the Pied Piper is the one who controls the rats, who is among them.
Serious?
It's what they said. Yes.
Dude,
I don't know who that is.
Piper is a fucking fairy tale from where I fucking come from.
That's what Moe said as well.
Okay, what is it then?
She didn't
It's
go
a guy
further
who
than that. What is it?
plays a flute, and he basically, uses it to hypnotize the rats to follow him, and he makes them run out of town.
Okay. What's the fairy tale then? That's it? The rats show up, a guy with the flute leads them out of town? Okay.
You don't want to know the
sounds like a very compelling story.
Well, I mean, maybe we do if Mr. Fizwick is...
It's a town overrun by rats, and the guy comes in with the flute and plays the flute, and the rats follow him, and he leads them out of town, and everybody's happy because there's no more rats in town.
Okay,
Wait
well,
a minute.
So
that sounds familiar. That sounds like.
Well, it sounds like our town is
I'm
being
doing.
overrun by rats, and we're having things stolen. And if you need to find a Pied Piper, maybe that will help with getting all of the rats out of the town, right?
I think so. Yes,
you want to know how
but
the song ends, or the fairy tale?
Well,
ends?
I asked you. You said I wouldn't want to know, but I think it's important because it sounds like Mr. Fizwick is
if
going to
it's
have to
happening,
meet
we
this
need to
Pied
know.
Piper.
Probably is.
He leads them all into water, and they all drown.
Oh.
Okay, and they tell this to children?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm glad I don't
somewhere
live in your
messed up.
world. Yeah, that's
messed up.
Okay, but like
That's not even
I
the
guess that
worst fairy
explains why the
tale.
rats come out of the water. I suppose it explains why they're coming out of the water then.
I mean,
Wait, you
wanna
don't
hear
think-
one about chopping up a wolf in half to save a little girl?
No.
Well, until we have like little chopped up wolves show up in town, I think that one you can leave in the back of your head and not in the front of my ear.
But yes.
Do you think they want
so that's good that
revenge
we
on
have
this
that
Pied
connection.
Piper?
I think the Pied Piper might be among them.
You think the Pied Piper turned into a rat?
Did the Pied
No,
Piper
I think
drown
the Pied
too?
Piper might be involved with this chorus.
Not the original story.
Within the water. They called themselves the Choir, so I think he might be a part of that. I don't know if that's the name of the court or not, but that's what they referred to themselves as. And this is the important part. They said very specifically they don't get along with the courts, the seasonal courts. So
Okay.
I may have accidentally allowed an invasion of one court into another. And this is what I'm trying to find a way to phrase.
Okay, so, our connection to the summer court was already a little shaky at best because of the whole Jinico situation and her not being like the actual, person we're supposed to talk to, but her mom, Jinico, never really gave us one. So there was that, and then the whole Mr. Bryant and the Council of Jinnikis thing happened, so, summer court was already shaky. So this is probably going to make a little bit harder to be on good terms with them still. That is, if we can't, maybe talk to them first, do we know any way to get a hold of Jinico?
No, not that I've seen. I haven't seen her around.
Did we actually...
The only person I know who's still a presence is in that summer court area is the hag. But I didn't bother. So you can speak with... Perhaps you should... Moyi was there the entire time with me today. Speak with her. She apparently spoke with the hag. So
okay, but...
Perhaps there's some insight there.
Other than that little sunflower guy, did we actually meet any specific summer court fays in the summer court area?
I mean, I haven't. Unless the little fish people are. But I don't know if they are. I'm starting to think they might be affiliated with this other court.
I
mean, even if Zephyr is part of the summer court, I don't think he's part of this summer court.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Okay. Well, in that case, then, maybe we should make it a priority to get a hold of the summer courts, since they also usually had the mermaids peoples around them a lot, too. So they probably know more about these drowned folks. So maybe Jinico or anyone like her would know. Yes, Zephyr?
It just says, I'm not part of any court.
Okay.
A free agent. I respect that.
Okay, so maybe we should do that, and in the meantime, just try to figure out more about this Pied Piper.
That's what I was trying to figure out, but I'm glad I finally have an answer, and perhaps no one else would give me a straight answer.
I don't think it's gonna work, but I need to get in touch with the Chucks.
They've been showing up outside of town, from what I've heard. Apparently, they're having issues with the mushroom lady. What's her name? Tulip? Because they have
Tulip?
Beef with them. They have beef. Yeah, apparently they have issues with the mushrooms. That was what I was hearing. I didn't get to catch all of that. Speak with what's their name? Nico about that. I think if you're looking for curiosity of that. Apparently, the Chucks don't take kind of the mushrooms.
Well, I talked to Lawrence, and he said the Chucks will show up if there's a lot of people in one place, because they don't like, the localization of vibration. Now, Lawrence suggested we have a parade, which is stupid. But I'm figuring if we could just get a group of people out there walking around, one of them's going to show up, because apparently Sylvie, who Rose keeps talking about, may have gone with Anthony, who is supposedly the leader of the Chucks, but according to Lawrence, all of the Chucks are named Chuck. None of them are named Anthony. So I want to get in touch with the Chucks and see who's Anthony. Or if they know Sylvie.
That could work.
Okay. Here's a question.
Around, they might know somebody in the summer court.
Yes.
Iona gave me this little red mushroom, saying that it was given to her by a mushroom person she met, and they wanted me as the mushroom farmer in town to help spread the spores around so that they could extend their fungal network. Do you know anything about this?
No, but hearing what I've heard about the Chucks, perhaps we might be in the middle of another conflict.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, I know before the
Perhaps
Chucks
hold
were
off on it
used
for
by
now.
Burrow to free the teapot lady, and that's what I told Iona. I said that I would be happy to help, because I like mushroom stuff, and I think if they have some sort of mushroom network, me being a mushroom magic person, maybe I could use it too. But I'm just going to put a couple spores in my own grove over there. And then if I do any more, it's going to be outside of town because I don't want to invite whatever this is on the Dreamer. Because if it turns out to be bad, then forever people will be worried about spores in town and stuff. And I don't want them to be worried about that.
And fearful of mushrooms, and then hearing the Chucks also fearful of mushrooms, yeah. I already see with the snowball effect, yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, Chucks, they're people, you know? They're hardworking guys. You know, we can talk to them, we can negotiate with them, at least I can. But, you know, mushrooms and spores, you know, once they get in and around, I mean, you already know they can be pretty hard to get out. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying mushrooms are bad, but not all mushrooms are good. So before we go spreading these things around, let's get some more information on them.
Yeah, agreed. I
So I
asked
like the idea of you
Iona.
doing a controlled experiment.
I asked Iona if she can let me, like, maybe find a way to talk to this mushroom guy so that I can get a gauge on what they're like and stuff. So I'm hoping that happens. But in the interest of making friends with them, she did say that when they told her who they were, they said they were not a fae. And since they said they're not a fae, that means they can't be lying about not being a fae. So that just must means they're a regular creatures thing for the forest. So we at least have that, I think.
A non-fae creature that is a creature, but not a fae.
Creature.
Yeah, from the forest.
Sorry, I was hanging out with that fish, one of those big fish people.
Mhm.
They keep saying creatures.
Creature.
Yeah, they did that.
Okay.
Moe was terrified. Thought it was a shark. She ended up warming up to him though.
Can you tell if Mr. the Cheese is a fae?
He's got a sundial. That doesn't mean you're not the fae, but it does mean that they've got the sundial.
I think I was cheesed to meet him. If you'll excuse me, Grandpa's
they're not
going
a
to
fake.
bed.
Okay. Yeah, I've got.
What he is sleepy.
No, I've got to get over to the church. I got to start planning my sermon for tomorrow. I hope you all will be able to make that because we're gonna have to start talking about prosperity and things like that.
Smart. Yes, I agree. I'll do my best to be there. I really like what you were doing. This one initially, it was very avant-garde. You know, you had the other people show up and.
Oh, it wasn't necessarily a church thing. It was more like the fashion mob trying to take my pieces of drip, and I had to stop them by playing a children's card game with Uncle Grandpa. You know, normal things.
Did you win?
That sounds very normal. All right, I'm heading to bed.
Yeah, considering they got turned to goo and left their pieces of drip behind, we were victorious.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't think about it too much. Just know we were the winners and we're that much closer to reviving Mr. Eotidiss. Good night.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah, the church service has been kind of crazy. But I got a lot to think about tonight. I got to think about how I can make the Dreamer seem more than just a guard. I got to build him up to be a king and sing the praises of the king. I could do that.
Character is very much
Eh.
I appreciate that I don't have that. I don't got that.
Hope I didn't spend more time than you wanted on that.
No, that's kind of what Dante is here for. So, like, it's like I mean, like he had like a couple of like fundamental ideas being like juggled, where it's like either he gets really into like religion stuff, or he gets really into like business stuff. Right? It was one of those two things, and it's like seems like it's religion time for him.
Well, I appreciate that because I think that's going to be really fun to play out. Just kind of thrust myself into the... Everyone's been joking that I'm starting a cult, and I'm like, no, it's not a cult, it's a religion. But I love the idea of getting like tutelage and running a religion from an angel that no longer has a god. That sounds just like a cool story plot.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's like, because Dante himself would literally argue, like, when we're starting out, it's going to be a cult, right?
Yeah.
We're going to have to kind of do some culty things because we don't have an end yet. No one has a reason to stick around yet. Once people stick around, then it becomes a religion. Like, once people are sticking around of their own accord, then it's a religion. Until then, we're running a cult.
Yeah, well, I filed the paperwork. It's a religious organization, so, you know, I can call it a religious organization.
If you want this to be more in line with like your character,
well, thanks. It's going to be great.
Yeah. That was... like, this is, like, so far, both of Dante's, it's really funny, both of Dante's sessions so far has, like, been, like, maybe, like, 20% him just wandering around and kind of moping, and then, like, the remaining 80% is him sitting in a single spot talking with a single character about religion for, like, 3 hours. That's happened twice.
Well, it's, if anything, I don't know if you intend it, but you sound like Alexander so much. I just like hearing you talk.
It's like, because it's like, I'm not religious myself, but I did a lot of research on, like, world religion and stuff like that. Because technically Dante is from an original setting that I want to make into an RP later down the line. And a point of that setting is, like, combining, like, an all myths are true thing with, like, a taking all of those myths very literally thing. Specifically, like, the oldest forms of a lot of those myths. It's why Dante talked about, like, the devil not being real, because in very old texts, those were just angels. Like, what was, I think it's the name Satan, just means adversary, and that's just a role or a title. Like, the first session Dante came in, he alluded to himself having the role of adversary a couple of times. It's like, it's a thing that I know a lot about, so it's like, yeah, I'll just bring in a character, and, like, I kind of didn't expect to get so much mileage out of just the whole, like, I just sit down and talk about the real-life Bible.
Yeah. Well, it works out really well.
I just sit down and talk about IRL religion for 3 hours, and people listen. It's like, I felt like people would want to do fantasy religion to get away from, like, hearing people talk about IRL religion. But it's like, I guess...
Well, for the longest time now, it's been whenever I do anything with the Dreamer, it kind of feels like, you know, patting a kid on the head and going, "That's nice, dear," whatever. But it's gonna feel nice if I have like an authority figure that's there, that's like, "Yes, I'm an angel, and you all need to start taking this more seriously." I think it's gonna create a more fun dynamic to it. Nice chicken legs.
Hey, nice job creating a cult together. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Yeah, now we'll have to start sacrificing virgins and stuff, and we'll get this thing cooking.
Too late, you're already behind. There's already an eldritch fish god that's getting blood of the innocent. So.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to Fizwick. Yeah, we're a little behind, but you know, slow and steady. The race now.
They're a little behind. If you want, you can start sacrificing the flowers, though.
I could start sacrificing chickens.
Really? You're gonna be saying that while I'm in this avatar?
Yes.
Oh wait! I have a better avatar.
Wait,
Hold on.
don't tell me you're getting cocky though.
Bitch, maybe.
Sorry if I egg you on. Oh, Jesus.
Hold on. Where is it?
Is this the Prince of Egypt?
Page 2, 3.
Oh, my boy Moses.
It's been a while. How have you been?
Chicken.
Oh, my favorite.
Sacrifice the chicken. You sacrifice the chicken.
I love the feathers.
So funny.
Can I?
It's so funny how much that
I think you should cook
was
the
just
chicken
Dante
first.
leaning in. It was just him leaning in, being like, "Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lie to everybody until it becomes true." It's like,
Yeah, because nerd is.
like the Dreamer does 3 things right now. We need to convince everybody that the Dreamer does 50 things.
Because she has a very strong predilection to not lie, to be honest, and always pop stuff. So having someone be like, "Hey, you could do this religion thing better. If you kind of just take those morals and just kind of twist it, you could probably get what you want." What?
That's why I chose her to be the perfect wife for my adopted kobold son, but then he left the RP and left her high and dry.
It happens.
I was so shipping it, but then he left. Oh, Pippin, why'd you leave?
But like,
He
what if Nerds is gay?
I actually had this design drawn.
No, the elders would never allow an egg layer to lay with an egg layer. That would be right out. Couldn't do
I
that.
friend commissioned it, and this is actually a kit bash, if you can believe it. It's not like a custom-made model.
Right.
It's so good. It's so good that like,
Yeah, but there was a time where she was trying to date with him, and when he decided to drop out of the town guard and go off, so she kind of lost respect for Mr. Pip. So.
Oh, Pip, my son.
Yeah, he's kind of a beta. That's kind of a beta move.
He was a man in uniform. He was an officer. He had respect, and then he just threw it all away. And so I was like, I can't be tied to this guy.
That's so sad. Pip, why would you do this?
the reference I had.
Why would you do this to Mom?
You can't love me at my lowest.
Exactly my reference.
Nope.
So that makes me really happy.
You don't deserve me at my best.
Fine. Bye. Good night. Join my cult next time. Bye. You'll join my cult, right?
I'm a mushroom.
Yeah, I'm a mushroom man, sir.
A mushroom romancer.
Yes. I hear that you're a pretty
You romance
fun
mushes?
guy.
No, I don't have a gender.
Well, I could maybe see what happens when I touch that cap of yours and let those spores out, you know.
It just makes me want.
Well, they say if you don't have it in the hips, then you need it in the lips, right? So that's why I got this tongue.
Yeah, you're gonna go far, kid.
Yeah, I try.
Were you the one that had Iona give me the mushroom for the fungal network?
I gave Iona the mushroom, and then that's it. I didn't tell her to give it to anybody. I didn't tell her to do anything with it other than what I actually told her was smash and close up chuck holes when she sees them.
Yeah, she did say that she didn't like the chuck, so that'll probably be a thing. But I'm now the holder of the mushroom. She gave it to me so that I can spread the spores around.
I'm going to write up a thing for a storyteller later. That's the war between the chucks and the mushragora.
Yeah, I'm officially.
We're gonna see where the players choose. You know which side they choose.
I'm going to take my religious organization to the next level now, because I'm getting tutelage from Dante on how to run a religion, and he's basically telling me, oh yeah, you basically just need to lie about everything and just, make it seem more like the
dream. I tuned into your stream to hear that whole talk, and that was pretty good.
So, and also I told Effie that I'm going to be making shrines, so I got to open up Blender and make some shrines, and we're going to be putting them around the map. But I'm going to have my clergy. Yeah, I'm going to have the clergy like, alright guys, where do you think we should put this? And then have them collect the resources and all of that stuff. It's going to be good. And then later, the ritualistic sacrifices will happen on them. That's cute.
It's so fucking funny. I keep hearing the controller difference.
Yeah, after I got everything rebound, my movement now, when I tap the control stick to move, if I leave my finger on the thumb pad, I continue to move around, so I have to, intentionally let go of it. But, at the same time, I now have the ability to slightly walk before. So there's that.
I noticed it as well. I had the same thing.
So that's nice. It's just gonna take some acclimating and occasionally just bumping into people after I walk up to them.
Yeah, that's the same for me.
Okay, but it is time to go. My arm is about to die. Somehow, I am at 0 on one of them, and it's still working. Huh?
What controllers do you have?
Vive Pro 2.
Get the Vive Pro, lucky. I don't even have that.
Yeah, well, I really wish I didn't have the touchpads because they've been causing so many problems. This is like the only VR thing I can do because of them. Well, instead of a control stick, they've got touchpads. So if I press...
Yeah, I have a touchpad.
Yeah, so if you press right to do something, you're also hitting the touchpad. So any game I play where I need to press a button, I'm also hitting the touchpad, and it just makes nothing work. VR chat's the only thing I can really do.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that is true.
I didn't even see you all session. What?
I was in town.
I was too. I never even left the town. Did you see the Yugi Point fight?
No, I was at the city at the start of town, and I went to the
You missed it. We played a Yugi Point battle to the death, and we sent 2 members of the fashion mob to the Shadow Realm.
Oh. What's the Yugi Point card did they have?
Oh, they had disco-related ones and Fallout Boy-related ones.
What is the Fallout Boy?
It's a band, goth band, from the early thousands. It was pretty funny though. There's a lot of... It's like Yu-Gi-Oh, but you exaggerate and play your cards down and stuff. And you battle to the death.
Did you fix your controller issues, Setsun?
Not really.
I don't even have the pro versions. I have the original HTC Vive controllers.
No, you can't do that. I used to have those.
I was mentioning that he was accidentally doing that.
My apologies. John! We murdered 2 more of the Mafia, let's go!
Yeah.
We murdered.
Screw them. It wouldn't be proper Yugi parody if we didn't kill people, so...
Yeah, I'm just hoping, you know, I don't have to power up by having Grandpa die at any point. But you did great. Thanks, Evie.
Grandpa dies at the funeral, you're just like, I'll miss him, but at least I'll power up now.
At least I'll be unstoppable at Yugi Point.
I know, guys, Mexicans. Well, he's pretty good.
Alright, it is time. I must go sign off. My right controller's about to die.
Have a good night.
You too. GMUs only. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a wonderful time. Where did OBS go? Why are you here and you here? I put you together in the same spot. Thank you for the follows. Thank you guys for joining in. I hope you had a wonderful time. As always, I'm going to find someone to raid after I hit the ending screen. Tomorrow is going to be my day off from streaming. Then Thursday, we're going to do more Hunt with Cozy. And then Friday, we're doing the Mario 64 multiplayer mod with Jazz and Company. Saturday, I might be playing more Hunt with somebody. And then Sunday is going to be the Season 5 finale, so you're going to want to tune in for that. But until then, remember to take care of yourselves and take care of those around you. Bye-bye. Come on. Come on. Ending. I can do it.